Live on a Sunday afternoon, it's Utah Grizzlies hockey, as it's a rubber match of a three-game series between the Grizzlies and the Newfoundland Growlers. Hi, everybody. I'm Tyson Whiting, hanging out in the Grizz Cave just outside the Grizzlies team store at Maverick Center, as the Grizzlies are a long ways away, as they are in Newfoundland, as they're taking on the Growlers for the sixth and final time this season. Utah's got a record of 3-2 against the Growlers this year. They won 2 out of 3 games at Maverick Center on Thanksgiving week. And the Grizzlies won 1 of the 2 games here in this set, as the Grizzlies got their first road victory of the season this past Friday, as Dylan Fitz scored the overtime game winner 5:09 into the extra session. It was a night of first. It was the first overtime game for the Grizzlies this year and the first overtime victory, as well as the first road victory for the Grizzlies this year. Dante Januzzi was solid in net, stopping 37 of 40. Dante will get the start this afternoon against Newfoundland's Dryden McKay, who got the start that night and stopped 37 of 41. Last night, the Growlers got a 3-1 victory as they scored the first 2 goals of the contest, as Zach O'Brien and Jackson Berezowski each netted first period goals. The Grizzlies' lone goal came 8 seconds into a power play. It was 16:22 into the first period, as Brett Stapley got his 6th of the year. Stapley's been outstanding in his last 5 games, where he's got 3 goals and 6 assists. Also, Kyle Mayhew picked up an assist on the Stapley power play goal, and Mayhew now has an assist in 5 straight games. And Josh Wesley also picked up an assist, as he now has a power play point in 3 straight games. Watch out for the special teams this afternoon, as the Growlers went 2 for 4 on the power play last night. They also had a second period power play goal that was scored by Keenan Suthers, who got his first of the year. Suthers had 18 goals in 56 games of the Growlers last season. So it's going to be an interesting one here tonight. Watch out for the shot count, as the Grizzlies last night were outshot 38-29. However, on Friday, the shots were pretty close to even, with Utah having the edge 41-40. Well, obviously, when it's the third game in less than 48 hours, as is the case here this afternoon, obviously fatigue's going to play a big factor, and so whoever can get an early lead in this game certainly is going to benefit. Remember, last Sunday, the Grizzlies are playing their third game in 3 days, and they got a 1-0 lead in the first period, and they made it stand as they beat Tulsa 1-0. Despite the loss last night, the Grizzlies have won 4 of their last 5 games. They've been one of the hotter teams in the Mountain Division, and certainly on the road, it would be big to win a series, a weekend series, against a pretty good team like the Newfoundland Growlers. So it's going to be an interesting one this afternoon. Once again, the goaltending matchup, Dante Januzzi gets the start for the Grizzlies. He'll be going up against Newfoundland's Dryden McKay. When we come back, we'll give you the lineups for both teams, as we're grooving on a Sunday afternoon, and you're listening to the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our families' tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Smith's always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower than low prices. And when you download the Smith's app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Smith's, fresh for everyone.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies hockey. The Grizzlies and the Newfoundland Growlers meet at Mary Brown Center in a few minutes from now. Face off a little bit after 12:30 in the Mountain Time Zone, which is a 4 o'clock local start over in Newfoundland. Let's get to the starting lineups first for the visiting Utah Grizzlies, who are led by third-year head coach Ryan Kanasowicz. His assistant is Christian Horn. Grizzlies have a record of 12-18 this year. They're 11-6 at home and just 1-12 away from Maverick Center. Starting in it is Dante Januzzi, who's won each of his last 2 starts. Januzzi is 6'1" and 190 pounds. He's appeared in 15 games and has a 5-10 record with 1 shutout, which came last Sunday against the Tulsa Oilers, where he stopped all 32 shots in a 1-0 victory. He has a 3.08 goals against average, a 908 save percentage. The backup goaltender is Will Cranley, who put together a pretty solid effort keeping the Grizzlies in the game, even though Utah lost 3-1. Cranley stopped 35 of 38. The starting defensive pairing, the Grizzlies captain Josh Wesley will be in there. He has a power play point in 3 straight games. Overall, in 23 contests this year, he has 6 goals and 6 assists and a +1 rating. Wesley's got good size at 6'3" and 201 pounds. And he'll be paired up with the Grizzlies All-Star representative, Kyle Mayhew. Every team other than the Savannah Ghost Pirates only had one All-Star representative, and Mayhew's going to be representing the Grizzlies on January 15th at the All-Star Classic in Savannah, Georgia. Mayhew is 5'8" and 165 pounds. In 30 games this year, he has 6 goals and 13 assists, as well as a +3 rating. So starting defensive pairing is Wesley and Mayhew. We will also see Quinn Wickers in there wearing number 12. Wickers has 1 goal and 3 assists in 10 games with the Grizzlies. He'll be paired up with Brian Hume, who leads the Grizzlies in plus-minus with a +6 rating. Hume has 2 goals and 9 assists in 30 games. Jacob Semick, the Arizona State product, is also in there, as well as Jordan Stone. Stone wearing number 19. It's his 18th appearance this season. The defensive scratches for the Grizzlies include Cade Jensen, Michael Underwood, and Keone Teixeira. Starting forwards for the Grizzlies, Brett Stapley, who's been as hot as anybody in a Grizzlies uniform. Stapley has 9 points in his last 5 games, 3 goals and 6 assists. He scored Utah's lone goal in last night's game. He has a point in 5 straight contests. So Stapley's just been unbelievable for the Grizzlies, taking and winning faceoffs and really doing everything over the last couple weeks. He'll be in there wearing number 7. He leads all Grizzlies forwards with a +5 rating. Cole Gallant is also in there. Gallant, with an assist on Friday, is now in second place in the Grizzlies in terms of points. He has 21 in this season, trailing only Brett Stapley, who has 27. So Gallant's going to be in there, and Brandon Cutler is also in the starting lineup. Cutler has 4 power play goals in his last 13 games. Overall this season, he has 10 goals and 10 assists in 30 games. So watch out for Cutler wearing number 29. He's actually my pick for the Optum first goal of the game. Everybody make your pick as to who's going to score first for the Grizzlies this afternoon. I am going to go with Brandon Cutler. So starting forwards again are Stapley, Gallant, and Cutler. We will also see Dakota Raby in there, the Michigan man, second full season with the Grizzlies. Raby has 1 goal and 7 assists in 24 games. Mick Messner has 6 goals in his last 13 games. Messner will be in there wearing number 10. He has 9 goals and 7 assists this year and a +3 rating. J.C. Campagna is also in the Grizzlies lineup in 9 games with Utah this year. He has 1 goal and 4 assists. We will also see Tyler Penner, of course. The Grizzlies Iron Man is appearing in his 175th consecutive game. He'll be lined up next to the Grizzlies hero on Friday night, Dylan Fitz, who has 4 goals and 3 assists in 15 games. Cody Cron is in there wearing number 28. Cron has 2 assists in 10 games. Adam Berg is also in the Grizzlies lineup wearing number 14. He has 3 goals and 2 assists in 18 games. Aaron Aragon appeared to be a game-time decision. It looks like Aragon is in the Grizzlies lineup. He was one of Utah's best forwards on Friday with 1 goal and 1 assist. Aragon wearing number 15. He has 5 goals and 5 assists in 24 games this season. So the forward scratches are Nathan Burke and Dean Yakura. So that's the lineup for the Grizzlies. Now let's get to the homestanding Newfoundland Growlers, who are led by first-year head coach, the former NHLer, Matt Cook, who appeared in over 1,000 NHL games in his career. Starting in net, we believe, is going to be Dryden McKay. McKay making his 10th appearance this year. He has a record of 3-4-2 with a 3.52 goals against average and .895 save percentage. Last night, it was Yankislav Peksa getting his second win of the season as he stopped 28 of 29. And so it looks like McKay will be in net, and Peksa will back him up. Peksa's got an NHL entry-level deal with the Toronto Marlies. As for Dryden McKay, today's goaltender, he has an AHL contract with the Toronto Marlies. Last year, he was pretty solid with the Growlers with an even .900 save percentage and 3.06 goals against average. So Dryden McKay is going to start in net. The Growlers have a record of 15, 12, and 5 this year. They're 8-4-2 at home, as the Growlers for the 3rd straight day are going to be wearing a white jersey with dark numbers and a little bit of gold mixed in, as it's a pretty sharp look. The Grizzlies going to be in the black jersey with white numbers and professional green trim. Starting defensive pairing for the Growlers, David Ferentz has 1 assist in 10 games. He'll be in there. He played in the AHL for 45 games last year, splitting time with the Chicago Wolves and the Colorado Eagles, who are the Eagles, obviously the Grizzlies AHL affiliate. He'll be lined up next to the former Grizzly James Melindy, who was with the Grizz in the 2017-2018 season. Melindy had 1 assist last night, and he was the game's '1 star as he was playing his first game in quite some time. So it's Ferentz and Melindy. That's the starting defensive pairing. Starting forward, Zach O'Brien, who has a point in 5 straight games. He'll be in there. He has 24 points in 21 games. Todd Skirvin, the Growlers captain, is also in the starting lineup, wearing number 15. He has 3 goals and 2 assists in 27 games. And Isaac Johnson, who's really been a little bit quiet in this series. Johnson only 1 assist last night, so 1 point in 2 games. Johnson has been an outstanding forward for the Growlers over the last couple years. In 20 games this season, he has 11 goals and 18 assists. So watch out for Johnson. Also, watch out for Neil Shea, who's been pretty active in this series, and Shea's had a lot of success against the Grizzlies this year. But really, the guy to watch out for defensively is Johnny Tykonik. He has 6 points in 5 games against the Grizzlies. Tykonik has 1 goal and 5 assists in 5 games. He is the Growlers' all-star representative this season. Isaac Johnson, we mentioned him before. Johnson and O'Brien each have 2 goals and 2 assists against the Grizzlies this season. The lights are out, and it looks like a lot of people are home there at Mary Brown Center as the Grizzlies take on the Growlers for the 6th and final time this season, 3rd and final time over in Newfoundland. When we come back, we'll have face-off over at Mary Brown Center as we're hanging out in the Grizz Cave, and we beg for a little bit of patience as, unfortunately, some of the details will be missing that I won't be able to describe to the listening audience on YouTube, but we're going to have a lot of fun along the way as it's the Grizzlies and Growlers meeting for the 3rd straight day, and face-offs coming up next on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountainland Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountainland Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountainland.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Schwab tires. I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab tires.
It's a great day for hockey as 2 big standings points are on the line tonight, as the weekend series is also on the line, as both teams have a win in this series. Grizzlies won 4-3 in overtime on Friday. The Growlers responded last night and defeated Utah 3-1. Starting in net for the Grizzlies is going to be Dante Januzzi. It's his 16th appearance this year. He's got a record of 5-10 with 1 shutout and a .908 save percentage. Starting defensive pairing is Josh Wesley and the All-Star Kyle Mayhew. The forwards Brett Stapley, Cole Gallant, and Brandon Cutler. As the lights are still out at Mary Brown Center, as a starting goaltender for the Growlers, Dryden McKay stretches out. McKay was born in November of 1997. He's 26 years old, a native of Downers Grove, Illinois, possibly named after Ken Dryden, the great goaltender of the Montreal Canadiens. Grizzlies in the black jersey with white numbers and professional green trim will skate from right to left as we see it on Flow Sports. In your mind's eye, try to see it on YouTube as Todd Skirving will take the draw for the Growlers. Draw won by the Grizzlies. It goes past Mayhew deep in the Grizzlies zone, and we're underway as Mayhew chases after it. As the puck goes to Cutler, he gets hit by James Melindy as there's a 3-on-3 battle in the near corner of the Grizzlies zone. Utah comes out of the pile with the puck. Grizz skate from right to left. They cross center. As Utah gains the line, they move it ahead. Wesley, right side shot. And it goes just wide as, well, he had a pretty good look. He went stick side on McKay, and the puck must have deflected out of play as he had a really good look as we get our first whistle here early in the contest. Everybody make your pick for the Optum first goal of the game. I'm going to go with Brandon Cutler, who's tied for the Grizzlies lead with Nathan Burke with 10 goals this season. Like, Grizzlies had a good look there, and they had some really good looks in the third period last night, but just couldn't find a way to capitalize. Same five on the ice for the Grizzlies, 22 seconds in, as the Growlers made a change. Grant Cruikshank took the face-off and won it. As he moves it ahead to center ice, somebody off the screen is that center ice near side. As another battle along the boards, both teams hack away. Third game in less than 48 hours for both clubs. As the puck goes back to the Growlers, they skate towards their blue line. Nolan Dillingham, who had to go on Friday, will kind of curl in front of McKay as Dillingham at his blue line dances around, and he kind of curls and now feeds a pass towards the near side. It goes to Tate Singleton, back to Cruikshank. Cruikshank skates the right side, backhand shot is poked away by Wickers. Raby gathers the puck near side, and he lofts it to center ice. Puck bounces at the Growlers' blue line, and it chips back to center ice. Growlers have it skating from left to right. They dump it in, chasing after it's Jackson Berezowski, who had a goal last night. He's got 10 this season. Right wing, shot goes wide as the puck goes to the left point. Growlers feed it to the far corner, now behind Utah's net. As the Growlers right side kick it up top. One-timer and a score. As the Growlers, Brock Caulfield fired away from the high slot, and it got past Dante Januzzi. As about a minute into the contest, the Growlers have taken a 1-0 lead for the third straight game in the series. Caulfield gets his 8th goal of the season unless it got redirected on the way. As it was one of those, I'm not sure that Januzzi really got good vision on it, and Caulfield just kind of fired away, and it had plenty of accuracy and plenty of steam to get past the goal line. So 18:38 is left in the first period. The Growlers have a 1-0 lead as Brock Caulfield got his 8th of the year. As puck at neutral ice, the Growlers have scored first in all 3 games of this series. As Utah tosses it back towards their bench area, which is on the far side of the ice and the right side of center ice. As a pass ahead towards Dylan Fitz, Growlers brush it back to center ice. As Penner pinballs it back to Fitz, who skates towards the near corner as he gets around Matt Broussard, who's playing for the first time in this series. Broussard, a defenseman for the Growlers, number 21. Growlers cross center ice. Now they gain the line. Penner delivers a hit as the Growlers skate in. On the back check, Cody Cron takes it away. He hides behind the score bug in the left-hand corner of the screen. Growlers roll it around the boards. They lead 1-0. About a minute and a half in. Grizzlies pitchfork it back into the Growlers zone. As chasing after it's Johnny Tykonik, who's been outstanding this series. Tykonik crosses center ice. He'll wrap it around the board, sporting a beard as it goes to the left side. Tate Singleton rolls it back around the wall as it goes to the right point. Dillingham gets it to Keenan Suthers, who's 6'8" and 245 pounds. Big-time collision in the far corner as Singleton goes flying. Grizzlies get the puck. Utah far side as it tip off the far boards at center ice. Goes back to the Growlers. It's Growlers 1, Grizzlies nothing, 17:44 and counting left in the first. Growlers get around center ice as now they veer off to the right. Growlers get it towards number 17, Jordan Escott. He'll wrap it around the boards as the Growlers in the far corner get tripped up. No call on the play. Referee is Rocco Stakoviak. Growlers back at center ice will reset. Now they get to Melindy at his blue line as the Growlers chip it ahead. It goes towards center ice. Pass to Johnson is wide. Grizzlies move it back to the center ice red line. It goes to Cutler, who chips to Stapley, who has to chase after it. Stapley gets it in the near circle. A Stapley over to the left side. One-timer and a save by McKay. That one-timer is taken by Kyle Mayhew. As the puck at center ice, Growlers get it. They skeet down the middle. Dropping off for Johnson. He'll skeet towards the left circle around Semick. Centering pass shot goes wide. As puck goes to the far corner, Growlers in the attack zone get it to Johnson, left point. He loses it as it goes back to center ice. Growlers reset with the puck as they'll back it out into their own zone. As Grizzlies make a line change here, right wing pass towards Matt Broussard. He slides it ahead. Growlers gain the line as they get pushed by Quinn Wickers. Puck goes to Brian Yoon, the Colorado College captain last year. Yoon crosses center ice and he fires it in off the end wall as Messner chases after it. 2-on-2 battle. Raby gets hit as Messner trying to hack the puck away. Campagna looks on as the puck goes to the Growlers. They skate around their own net towards the near side as Broussard, who's had the puck a lot here early on, throws a left wing pass. The puck is angled towards the middle as Berezowski couldn't handle it. As at center ice, a Grizzly player goes down as Berezowski pushed McMessner. Growlers skate back in left side to try to get the Singleton tapped off a Grizzly stick. Left point, Growlers fire a righty shot that's wide. Might have been more of a feed intentionally to get it in deeper. Puck goes back to left point. Growlers still at the point as Berezowski will backhand it towards the end wall as the Growlers skate around Januzzi's net towards the near side. Now they reverse back towards the far side. Semick with a couple pushes as the Growlers get to the corner now up top to the left point. As Raby gets physical, Berezowski gets the puck and it goes out to center ice. Good job defensively by Campagna and Semick and company. As the Growlers skate back in, Tykonik lays it out to the right point. Lefty shot goes wide. That was taken by Tate Singleton, the Ohio State product. Puck goes to the left side. Growlers will drop it off in the point. Now they bounce it to the far circle. Growlers spin it along the wall as Jacob Semick gathers it. He moves to the near side, taken by Melendi, right point, who fires towards the net. It's blocked away by Utah. Long-range pass connects. Grizzlies get it with Dylan Fitz. He skates towards the right circle. Fitz with a righty shot. And it goes just wide as he was going stick side on McKay. As the puck glides all the way along the near wing wall, deep in the Grizzly zone as Mayhew gets to Wesley, who outlets it to center ice. It bounced off a stick, and it goes back to the Growlers, who are in their own zone. They pitch it ahead left wing. Now it goes back to the Growlers' blue line. Newfoundland crosses center ice. Now they gain the line. Grizzlies poke it away. As Utah gathers the puck, left wing pass to Fitz, who enters the zone. Fitz throws it towards the middle, and it goes between the legs of Cody Cron as the Growlers will bounce it off of Fitz's skate. Fitz gathers it neutral ice and throws it back in. 5.5 minutes in. Growlers still lead 1-0. As Matt Broussard, who's had the puck quite a bit here in the first 5.5 minutes. First time he's played in this series, so he's a fresh body, even though there's a lot of tired and fatigued players out there in the third game in 48 hours. Broussard gets to the far side. It goes to the Utah blue line where it's taken back by the Grizz. Aaron Aragon out there for his first shift of the game. Diagonal pass towards the left. Grizzlies get a poke back to center by Newfoundland. Berg out there as well. Berg gets the puck left side. He skates towards the circle. Center pass out in front. Shot. Just missed by the Grizzlies, who swung and missed as they were skating along the far side. Growlers re-enter 2-on-3. They slide it towards Januzzi, who fires it to the far corner. As Grizzlies battle 3-on-2 in the far corner, deep in their zone. As Adam Daw battles. Daw over there with Yoon. Puck gets pushed back to the left point. Growlers keep it in. As the Growlers, Johnny Tykonik, high slot. He veers off to his right. He'll take a lefty shot, and it's poked away by Januzzi, who made a blocker save. Rebound goes to the left point. Now to the high slot. Righty shot. And Januzzi makes a glove save. Good stop by Dante as we get our first time out of the afternoon. 13:31 is left in the first period. Growlers lead 1-0 as Brock Caulfield scored 124 in with Keenan Suthers and Neil Shea getting the assists. It's 1-0 Newfoundland on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Smith's always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower than low prices. And when you download the Smith's app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Smith's, fresh for...
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
It's 1-0 Growlers as Brock Caulfield scored his 8th of the season, 124 into the game, with Neil Shea and Keenan Suthers getting the assists. Growlers have 3 shots. Grizzlies have 1 here early on. We've been skating 5-on-5 this entire time. The only shot taken by the Grizzlies was Josh Wesley, who fired away from the right side. Grant Cruikshank has 1 shot. Brock Caulfield has the other 2 for the Growlers. After tonight, the Grizzlies will head to Allen, Texas for a 3-game series next week. Grizzlies have the draw in their zone. Initially won the face-off. Now the Growlers get it. Sharp angled shot saved by Januzzi. The shot was taken from the far goal line. Januzzi gathers it and makes a routine save as he has now stopped 3 of 4 here early on. Looks like a pretty good Sunday crowd, probably somewhere between the 1,600 they had on Friday night and the just over 3,600 they had last night. As draw taken by, I think, Todd Skirving. He'll take it against Brett Stapley. Skirving wins the draw for the Growlers. They skate towards their right. Righty shot saved by Januzzi. Rebound Grizzlies throw it to the right side. And it's taken back as Zach O'Brien will get it up top to Tykonik. Tykonik will skate towards his left. He's got the blue line nearby. As Tykonik will fire it off the end boards. Johnson looking after it, but it goes towards Wesley, who moves it head to Stapley. Stapley still at the puck along the far side as it glides off his stick to center ice. As Cole Gallant dumps it in. Cutler has a bounce off his stick. Growlers get it at center ice for 3-on-2. As Johnson drops it off. Growlers with a left wing righty shot that's blocked. Grizzlies come back the other way. Utah crosses center. 3-on-2. Grizzlies stop on the right side. Now they fire a lefty shot saved by McKay. Actually might have gotten blocked before it got to McKay. As the Growlers moving out to James Molindi. Will tap it off the near wing wall to center ice. Grizzlies push it back to Raby, who gets it to Campagna, who skates to the left circle, lefty shot, and a blocker saved by McKay in the butterfly position. As the Growlers get it out to center ice, Grizzlies throw it back in. As Campagna chases after it. Growlers throw it in front of their own net dangerously as Dillingham now throws it around his net. Growlers patient in their own zone, 12-10 and counting left in the first. Growlers lead 1-0. Newfoundland moves it out to head, chasing after it Stone as it goes deep in the Grizzlies zone. Now the Growlers, Singleton gets blasted by Stone. As to the far side, Raby gets pinned by Berezowski as Stone delivers another hit. Both guys go down, Stone and the Growler. As left point, Growlers with a shot, and it's blocked. And we get a fight as the gloves drop. Jordan Stone is in a fight. Stone connects on a couple rights. Now Stone gets a left. Tate Singleton fighting. Now Stone with a bunch of body shots. The linesmen step in. So Jordan Stone gets in a fight with Tate Singleton. As both guys are really battling along the far side. Looked like Stone got more punches in than Singleton. As Singleton raises his left arm to get, now he raises both hands in the air to get the crowd fired up, even though he's probably the one that lost the fight. As Stone was able to get in more blows than Singleton, albeit Stone with a size advantage at 6'2" and 209, as Tate Singleton goes just 5'9" and 185. So that's our first fight of this series. Jordan Stone against Tate Singleton. Stone connected on a couple shots, and then he was able to get 4 or 5 body shots in on Singleton. In this series, it seems like we're getting absolutely no replays of anything, but so we're not going to get a second look at it, but it looked like Stone was able to get the best of Singleton in that particular bout. Growlers still lead 1-0 about halfway through the first period. As before the fight, Stone delivered 2 or 3 really big hits along the far wing boards. Draw's going to stay in the Grizzlies zone. 11:48 left in the first. Growlers win the face-off as Josh Victor slides to the right side. Growlers lefty shot as saved by Januzzi. The arm is raised by the referee. Slashing is going to be the call as Broussard. Looks like Broussard's going to be the one. It's going to be a Grizzly penalty as Broussard was talking with, we believe, J.C. Campagna, and Campagna is going to be the one going to the box. 2 minutes for slashing. So the Growlers are going to get the first power play of the game. Newfoundland's power play this year is 23.8%. They were 2 for 4 last night. The Grizzlies' penalty kill is 71.9%. Campagna gets 2 minutes. I think I saw a slashing signal by the referee as the whistle blew. Draws give me in the left side. Growlers lead 1-0. A 2-minute penalty for J.C. Campagna. Gallant will take the face-off. He wins it as the Grizzlies skate around Januzzi's net towards the near side as Utah will saucer it all the way out towards Dryden McKay, who plays it behind his net. As the Growlers skate from left to right as we see it on Flow Sports here in the first period. Growlers throw it towards the near wing wall. Now out to center ice as Newfoundland gets across the center. Now they gain the line. Zach O'Brien fires it off the far wing boards. Cole Gallant gets it. Fandon clearing it out. Now another Grizzly gets it, and they clear it out. As we're 30 seconds into the power play and 11:10 left in the first. As the Growlers reset the attack as they get to neutralize. Growlers cross center. Cruikshank throws it in. He's got great speed. Cruikshank around to the left side as the Growlers back in the corner get it to the left circle. Bounced off a skate, and it goes out to center ice. Tykonik back in his own zone As looks like the Grizzlies are making a change. Growlers are probably going to start filtering some people in and out as well. Halfway through the Growlers' first power play, as Tykonik drops it off, as Southers crosses center ice. He gets it to Neil Shea on the right side. Shea back towards Southers, who feeds up top as Caulfield, the goal scorer, gets it to the left point. As the Growlers skate towards the corner, now it goes to Southers, who had an assist in that first period goal. He loses it. Grizzlies throw it to the right side. Caulfield keeps it in. He throws to the left side as the Growlers will dance around on the far side as they get to the corner. Southers, centering pass, shot and a score. As Southers found Todd Skirving out in front, and Skirving gets his 4th of the year as it's a power play goal for the Growlers, as it's their 3rd power play goal of the series, and they've taken a 2-0 lead. Southers was in the far corner, centered to Skirving, and Skirving put it away as he fired it over Januzzi's shoulder. And so the Growlers get a power play goal. It's Todd Skirving's 1st of the series and 4th of the year. For Keenan Southers, that's his 2nd assist of the first period. 10:17 left in the first. Growlers lead 2-0. As a draw won by the Growlers, it goes between the defensemen on to Dryden McKay, who will drop it off for Matt Broussard as we're skating 5-on-5 again. As the Growlers still in their own end, Broussard will outlet it to center ice, and it goes past Quinn Wickers. Januzzi behind his net will let Brian Yoon take it. Puck goes to Caulfield. He's in the corner. He gets hit by Gallant. Now behind Utah's net, a 2-on-2 scrum as Grizzlies will throw it to the far side. They skate from right to left. Utah 9:45 left in the first. Will lose the puck as it goes back to the Growlers in their own end. Grizzlies will change things up. 9:38 and counting left in the second as Matt Broussard, who's played a ton of minutes here early on, and he's a fresh defenseman. Only defenseman that's new on either side is the Growlers. Adam Daw move it ahead. It ricochets off the end wall. Grizzlies throw it to somebody off the screen, and it looks like it's going to be icing on Utah with 9:23 left in the first. So the Growlers have a 2-0 lead. Grizzlies have got to overcome the deficit. And really the big thing about Friday's victory is the Grizzlies, even though they didn't have a lead at any point other than overtime at the very end, the Grizzlies never had to face more than a 1-goal deficit in that game. It was 1-0, then 1-1. I mean, the Growlers scored the first goal in each of the first three in each of the 3 periods in regulation, but the Grizzlies responded later in the period to tie up the game. Growlers lead 2-0. Right point. Righty shot goes wide as it ricochets off the boards. Wesley throws it to the far side. Grizzlies out at neutral ice, overskate it. As Penner's over there, gets it to Cron. Cron gains the line right side as he stops at the point, throws it behind his back towards the middle, and the Growlers pick it off. Newfoundland gets to center ice, and now they fire it towards Januzzi, who makes a glove save and immediately drops it to keep play alive. As Wesley taps it ahead, Grizzlies will brush it across the right side. Grizzlies re-enter as Cron skates towards the middle. And now Penner gets dumped in front of the crease. Cron gets it, skates along the near side. Shot saved by McKay as the Growlers get it out to center ice. Isaac Johnson gains the line. He stops on the left point, waits for everybody else to enter. Now he throws to the high slot as the Growlers veer off to the point. Now back to the left side. Johnson, one-timer, saved by Januzzi, and he holds on with 8 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first period. We're still early on, even though the Growlers have a 2-0 lead. So grab some cheese and, I don't know, it's a warm day, so you got to get yourself some soup. I'd say get some tomato soup and grilled cheese and enjoy a little bit of Sunday with us. I love grilled cheese sandwiches, although I wish I could find more at different restaurants. It seems like the only place you can find them are home or some of the other places for a really expensive price. Growlers win the draw, right side. Broussard shot and a blocker saved by Januzzi. As the Growlers get it back to Broussard, he's in the right point. He feeds it across as Victor couldn't handle it. He gets off the boards, though, does Victor, and feeds it to the far corner. Now it goes back from one corner to the other as the Grizzlies deliver a hit on the near side as Semick pushed around a Growler. As Utah will hike it out to center ice, it goes to Raby, who crosses center, and he gets blasted, and that was all his pursuit win as Broussard gets the puck, and boy, Matt Broussard has had the puck the whole game, 12 minutes in. Diagonal pass to the left connects as the Growlers will fire it off the near wing boards. It goes back to the Grizzlies. Wickers will throw it across to, we believe, Semick, as Wickers normally paired up with you in this series, but Semick's got the puck behind the net. Now he gets it back to Wickers, who's along the right side. Wickers gets to center ice and advances it to Aragon, who dumps it in. As McKay gets to the near corner, puck bounced off a Grizzly. Now it squirts towards McKay, who stops it in front of the crease, and he covers up as the Grizzlies were chasing after him. 7 minutes, 30 seconds left in the first, as the draw is going to be in the offensive zone for Utah as they're looking for their first goal of the game. Everybody still make your pick for the Optum first goal of the game as to who's going to score first for Utah. And I'm still going to go with Brandon Cutler. I think he's going to score Utah's first goal tonight. I say tonight, meaning that's about, 1 o'clock here in the Mountain Time Zone. 12:55 to be exact. 7:30 left in the first. The linesman drops the puck and then says, my bad. The linesmen today are Jim Vale and Brian Lambert. Now, Stapley will take the draw. And it's won by Southers. Grizzlies looking for a shot. Growlers cut in front and took the time and space away as Grizzlies couldn't get a shot off. Puck lifts in the air as Mayhew has a bounce off his stick, or off his glove. Growlers feed it across to the right corner. Shea in the area, 2-on-2 battle. As Cutler throws it between his legs, Grizzlies will move it out to center ice. As at center ice, Grizzlies cross the red line. Now they cross the blue as Gallant gets to Cutler, who gets it across off the boards. Cutler skates towards the net. As the puck in the right point, Grizzlies fire towards the net. Saved by McKay. As I think that was Yoon that took that shot. Cutler was net front trying to redirect it, but McKay was able to make the stop and hold on as we've got less than 7 minutes left in the first period. A lot of Maple Leafs gear in the stands as the Growlers are affiliated with the Toronto Maple Leafs. In the NHL, their AHL affiliate is the Toronto Marlies. Half the roster for the Growlers, 13 of the 26 players have either an AHL contract or NHL deal. 12 of the 13 have AHL deals. The only guy with an NHL contract is last night's goaltender, Yakoslav Peksa. As Penner will take the draw, he's out there with Cron and Fitz. Draw one by the Grizzlies. Fitz, right side, righty shot. Saved by McKay. He holds on as Dylan Fitz was Friday night's hero. Fitz, a native of Petersboro, Ontario, and I'm pretty sure he's glad to be back in Canada as Fitz really had an outstanding effort on Friday, and he scored 1 goal on 3 shots. That third shot turned out to be the game winner. Draw one by the Growlers as Isaac Johnson moves out to center ice, bounced off a Cron stick. As it goes back to the Grizzlies, they're on their own end, skating from right to left. 6.5 minutes left in the first period. Puck squirts to center ice. Grizzlies cross center. Semick slides it in. As McKay cuts it off behind his net, he'll throw it behind his back towards the near corner. Pass ahead to Johnson, who's a top scorer for their club. Out ahead to O'Brien, who's trying to get it back to Johnson, and Penner picks it off. He gets to Semick across to Stone. Probably not Stone, who's still serving a fighting major. And a shot taken from the Grizzlies' territory is kicked away by McKay. As a long-range shot, it counts as one, though. As the Grizzlies up to 6 on the afternoon. As Wickers will get it to Stapley, who throws it towards the middle. Grizzlies skate down the middle. Righty shot is sticked away by McKay. Boy, golden opportunity for the Grizzlies, but just couldn't capitalize. As now play is stopped with about 6 minutes left. I wonder if the puck ricocheted off the protective netting. Boy, third period last night and first period there. Grizzlies have had some good chances, but just have either missed wide or the goaltenders been able to make some big saves on the Growlers side. Boy, just tough luck offensively for the Grizzlies over the last 4 periods. We believe a timeout is on the ice, so we'll take one as well. As the Growlers lead 2-0 on goals from Brock Caulfield and Todd Skirving. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountainland Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountainland Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly...
After the third time this series, they guessed wrong on a timeout. 6:04 left in the first period. As Cruikshank will take the draw against Brett Stapley. Having some fun on a Sunday afternoon. I figure if we're not going to have fun, then we're just going to end up crying over the end of the day. As the Growlers lead 2-0, 6 minutes left. Grizzlies win the face-off. They're in the far corner. Arm is raised by the referee. It's going to be a penalty. I think it's going to be on the Growlers as they touch up. There is a battle. I think hooking might be the call, as looks like the Grizzlies are going to be on the power play for the first time this afternoon. As a Growler is skating towards the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell. Now we got a timeout, and now we'll be back in 1 minute. The Grizzlies going to be on the power play for the first time this afternoon. Growlers lead the Grizzlies 2-0 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Newfoundland Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Newfoundland Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Newfoundland leads Utah 2-0, but the Grizzlies are on the power play for the first time as Matt Broussard gets 2 minutes for holding, 14:06 into the first period. Stapley will take the draw. He's out there with Berg as the Growlers win the faceoff. Jackson Berezowski will move it out to center ice. Growlers at center ice will throw it all the way towards Januzzi. As Kyle Mayhew behind his net, he'll get it to Josh Wesley. Looks like Cole Gallant's also out there as Wesley gets it to Gallant at center ice. He crossed the center red line. Now he crossed the blue. He veers off to the right, chips it along the wall as Berg, far side, gets it to Stapley. Stapley gets pushed out in front. Stapley pushes down a Growler. Growlers get the puck. They move it out to the left point. Mayhew keeps it in. As Gallant dances around the left circle and it gets up top to Mayhew. Skates towards his right. Mayhew to Stapley on the right side. Stapley back to Mayhew, the two Denver products. Mayhew fires a shot, saved by McKay. As rebound, McKay hacking away. Berg as McKay holds on. As Adam Berg out in front looking for a rebound. But McKay was able to cover up in the crease. But good look by Kyle Mayhew in the high slot. He's got 6 goals this season, which are among league leaders in defensemen in the league. It looks like somebody's celebrating a birthday, having some pizza. I think I'm going to have one after the game. I'm going to get me a pizza. I'm not sure what it's going to be or where I'm going to get it, but I'm going to get a pizza after the game and watch some football. As the draw is going to be in the Growlers zone. 5:08 left in the first period. As power play still has 1:12. Grizzlies win the draw. They got the same 5 on the ice. As Wesley in the left point gets to Mayhew. As he'll slide it to his right for Stapley. Stapley, toe drag. He gets pushed, but keeps the puck. Now he gets it to the middle. Now Mayhew, high slot. Lefty shot goes wide. 4:30 and counting left in the first. As puck goes to the corner near side. Berg slides it around. It goes slowly towards Wesley. Gallant skates over there. He gets pushed now to the right circle. Grizzlies have it. A Stapley across to Wesley. One-timer saved by McKay. And a Grizzly player goes flying towards the end boards, and it was Adam Berg as the Growlers were protecting their net as McKay was able to hold on. But Wesley with that one-timer, he's been lethal over the last few games. In fact, Wesley has 2 power play goals in the last week in that same spot. This past Sunday in the 1-0 shutout victory, he scored a one-timer from the left circle, and they're on Friday. Scored one in the second period on the power play in a very similar fashion. He tried to reenact there on the power play from the left circle, but McKay was able to make the stop. Grizzlies look like they make a change. Cutler's out there, 4:37 left in the first. Fitz and Messner up front. We can't see the 2 defensemen. Still 40 seconds left in the power play. Growlers win the draw, and they clear it out. Looks like it's Yoon and Campagna out there for the Grizzlies as well. Yoon gets the puck from Januzzi and skates behind his net. As Yoon will start the attack, he skates down the middle. Now drops it off as they get it to Campagna on the right side. He crosses center ice and fires it to the left corner. Messner chases after it with the Growlers' David Ferentz. Growlers kick it to the far side. They get the puck and they sell it between Campagna and Yoon all the way towards Januzzi. 10 seconds left in the power play as Yoon gets it behind the Grizzlies' net. Grizzlies skate from right to left. Left wing pass connects. Grizzlies cross center. Cutler gains the line. He bounces it to the corner and chases after it. Cutler gets hit. As the puck behind the Growlers' net, it goes back to Cutler. A puck is laying in the corner as it goes to the Growlers. Broussard, fresh out of the box, moves it ahead. As Growlers get towards the left side, they skeet down the middle. Righty shot, saved by Januzzi. As the puck goes to Fitz, who moves out to Cutler, who gets to the center ice. As the puck bounced off the linesman, looks like it goes out of play. His play is stopped with 3:37 left in the first, with the Growlers leading 2-0. Brock Caulfield and Todd Skirving have the goals. 2 assists so far in the first period for Keenan Suthers. As the Grizzlies came into the power play with 5 shots on goal, the Growlers, before their penalty kill, had 9 shots. That must be the birthday boy right there. Happy birthday to him. What a way to celebrate your birthday than to go to a hockey game. Make sure to give the Grizzlies ticket staff a call during the weekdays or go to UtahGrizzlies.com. Hey, if we got a birthday coming up, celebrate it at Maverick Center. Draws at neutral ice, won by the Growlers as Newfoundland crosses center ice. Now they chip it in as it goes towards the right point as Escott couldn't reach it. Grizzlies back in the far corner of their own zone. Well, bouncing off the Growlers skate. It goes to Isaac Johnson. He fires towards the end boards. The Growlers still in their offensive zone, left side, as they skate towards the point. Now they drop it off at the point. Lefty shot goes wide as it goes to the near goal line. O'Brien throws it behind the net as the Growlers skate towards the near side. Utah pokes it back to the point. Dillingham fakes a shot and gets it over as the Growlers. Isaac Johnson gets it back to the corner. Goes past Dillingham behind Utah's net. Grizzlies kick it to the corner as Wickers, far side, gets back checked. Now Wickers holds up a Growler. As another Growler in the far corner gets it, he gets pushed by Penner. As the Growlers break free of Penner, it goes back to the corner that was vacated. As the Growlers kick it out in front, and the pass is wide, and it goes to the right point. Dillingham to the right circle. Escott shot saved by Januzzi. Grizzlies clear it out. And it looks like it's going to be icing on Utah as we get a whistle with 2:34 left in the first. A lot of fatigue setting in on both sides already. And really, one of the things we've noticed all these third game in 3 days, those sort of scenarios, the team that gets off to a quick lead ends up usually having a big advantage. Unfortunately for the Grizzlies, it's the Growlers that are up 2-0. The Grizzlies have to play catch up. Growlers win the draw, left point. They get to the circle, far side, as Penner delivers a push. As the Growlers spin it along the wall, Wickers chases after it. It goes to Matt Broussard. He gets hit by Raby. 2-on-2 battle. Puck squirts towards the middle. Grizzlies gather it, and they tap it ahead. Puck got redirected along the way, so no icing as the Grizzlies are able to make a line change with 2:07 and counting left in the first. Growlers get to the near side. Newfoundland gets around a skater. Now it goes into Grizzlies territory. Growlers skate in, left side. Lefty shot and a score. And firing away is Grant Cruikshank. He got his 15th of the year as he went top shelf over Januzzi's shoulder. And it's now a 3-0 game. As Cruikshank just glided towards his left and looked like he went stick side on Januzzi as Josh Wesley was in front of him trying to block it. So the goals so far in the first period scored by Caulfield, Skirving, and now Grant Cruikshank, one of the best rookies in the league. He gets his 15th of the year. Cruikshank played at St. Cloud State last year and had 23 goals in 41 games. Less than 2 minutes left in the first period. Cruikshank gets the Growlers their third goal as Grizzlies turnover. Grizzlies centered out in front and couldn't handle it as action deep in the Growlers zone. As the Growlers have the puck, they skate from left to right. 1:40 and counting left in the first. Newfoundland still deep in their own zone. They get to the right side and backhanded in as Caulfield chases after it. He collides with Mayhew. Backhand shot goes wide. Growlers left side. Lefty shot goes wide and it kicks out of play as we get a whistle with 1 minute and 28 seconds left in the first. See if we can get the assist on the Cruikshank goal, as really he did a lot of the work on his own. He crossed center ice on his own and then was able to veer off to the left to find a good shooting angle. He was able to get it top shelf. And Cruikshank, one of the better goal scorers in college last year, and obviously has carried it over into his first year as a pro. Southers will take the draw against McMessner. 1:28 left in the first. As the draw kind of stays in the circle for a couple seconds, hacking away. Wickers comes out with the puck as he gets to Yoon. As Yoon in the near corner dances around. Grizzlies skate from right to left. As Yoon back behind his net, chips to the near side for Campagna, who gets to neutralize. Campagna will bounce it across. Grizzlies enter the zone as Messner over in the corner skates around the net. And everybody stops skating as it looked like the puck just glided towards McKay, who was able to cover up with about a minute left in the first. So Grizzlies should have an offensive zone draw, as obviously they're going to have to play catch up. And really that's been the big difference between the Grizzlies at home and the Grizzlies on the road. Utah at home is playing with the lead more times than not. And unfortunately on the road, the Grizzlies had to play catch-up, being behind by multiple goals just about every game except for Friday, where the only deficit they had was 1 goal in each of the 3 periods. Grizzlies win the draw. Wickers, high slot, lefty shot, glove saved by Dryden McKay, who holds on with 1:09 left in the first. Looks like Tate Singleton and Jackson Berezowski got the assists on the Cruikshank goal, which was scored 18:03 into the first period. During the first intermission, we'll go over all the scores from around the world of sports, as well as recap the first period, which has been all Growlers here so far. As a draw won by Messner and the Grizzlies, but Johnson carries it out of the zone as Johnson got tripped up. I'm not sure if a penalty was called, as the referee doesn't have his arm raised, as the Grizzlies look like they got away with one, as Utah will cross center ice right wing. They gain the line 3-on-4. Utah feeds it across off the wall near side as Wickers gets to the corner, as the Grizzlies along the near goal line get it poked away. 40 seconds left in the period. Growlers cross center ice. Isaac Johnson skates towards the right side. Toe drag, skates in. Shot. And a save by Januzzi. Looked like it might have gone wide. Januzzi might have gotten a piece of it left side as the Growlers kick it to the circle. Now it goes back up top left side. Growlers, righty shot is blocked away by Januzzi. As puck goes to the near side. Now ahead to Campagnu. Brushes it out to center ice. Brassard back in his own end. Will move it ahead. Growlers cross center ice. Singleton over to Berezowski. Back to Singleton on the right side. Singleton centering pass. Shot. Kick saved by Januzzi. Now Singleton right side. Lefty shot goes wide as the puck glides along the far boards. 4 seconds left in the period. And that will do it for 20 minutes over at Mary Brown Center. As the Growlers scored early and often in the first period. Brock Caulfield a minute and a half in. And he was followed up by a power play goal that was scored by Todd Skirving on a centering pass from Keenan Suthers. And late in the first period, with just under 2 minutes left, it was Grant Cruikshank who made it 3-0 as Cruikshank scored from the left circle as he went high on Januzzi. Growlers had a big shot edge in the first period as well. We'll recap the first period and go over some scores from Week 18 of the NFL and some NHL and league scores as well. We're through one period. And the Growlers lead the Grizzlies 3-0. And we're back in 2 minutes on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account.
Schwab tires. I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab tires.
First intermission over in Newfoundland, and, well, first period was all Growlers as they scored early and often in the first period as Brock Caulfield got him on the board. 1:24 into the first. It was his 8th goal of the season. Keenan Suthers and Neil Shea had the assists. Then the Growlers got a power play, 8:17 in, as Campagna got a high sticking minor. Oddly enough, that was 5 seconds after Jordan Stone fought Tate Singleton. Hey, I will say one thing. I think Stone won the fight against Singleton. He was able to get more punches in. And even though Singleton tried to get the crowd fired up after the fight, you could tell that he got the worst of it. So the Grizzlies did win the fight in the first period. Jordan Stone against Tate Singleton, even though Stone did have a big size advantage. And then Campagna got the high sticking minor 5 seconds later, which was 8:17 into the first. And very late in the power plays, the goal that was scored on the power play was 9:43 in. So late in the Growlers power play, Keenan Suthers was in the far corner and centered it to Todd Skirving, who put it away. Skirving, the Growlers captain, who's been with their club for just about as long as the franchise has been in existence. He got his 4th of the year. Southers and Ferentz with the assists. So Keenan Southers picked up an assist in each of the Growlers' first 2 goals. And then late in the first period, it was really Cruikshank that did most of the work as he crossed center ice on his own, gained the line, veered off to the left circle, and fired it high and passed Dante Januzzi to make it 3-0. Cruikshank's goal came 18:03 in with Tate Singleton, and Jackson Berezowski gained the assist. So Tate Singleton's only a goal away from a Gordie Howe hat trick as he picked up an assist and a 5-minute fight in the first period. Growlers outshot the Grizzlies 14-9 in the first period. For the Growlers, they were led by Cruikshank, who had 3 shots and 1 goal. 2 shots each for Brock Caulfield and Todd Skirving, who each had 1 goal. Zach O'Brien also had 2 shots in the first period. And then a few other Growlers had 1 shot on goal. Their goaltender, Dryden McKay, stopped all 9 shots he saw in the first period. For the Grizzlies, they had 9 shots. Brian Yoon and Josh Wesley each had 2. Stapley, Messner, Wickers, Fitz, and Campagna each had 1 shot, as goaltender Dante Januzzi saved 11 of 14. So it's a Growlers 3-0 lead here after 1 period. As Grizzlies, it's just been a tough one on the road. Utah was able to get a victory on Friday, but as we mentioned, the Grizzlies, once again on the road, are having to play catch-up. Don't forget, this is the 3rd game of 9 straight on the road for the Grizzlies. It's going to be a busy stretch. And if you think about starting this past Friday, Grizzlies have 7 games in a 10-day stretch. Utah does get 2 days off on Monday and Tuesday, but you think about one of those off days is going to have to be a travel day, and it's going to be a long travel day considering how far east Newfoundland is. Grizzlies going to go straight from there to the Dallas area and take on the Allen Americans for a 3-game set. Game's going to be Friday and Saturday at 6:10 in the Mountain Time Zone, 7:10 locally in Texas. And then Saturday, January 13th, is going to be a 3:10 start. But the trip doesn't end there, as the Grizzlies, after that 3:10 game this upcoming Saturday, will get on a bus and travel to Wichita to face the Thunder at Intrust Bank Arena for the only time this season. Utah's 2-1 against the Thunder this year, and they will meet next Sunday at 3 o'clock. Then after that, the Grizzlies will have a 2-game set as they take on the Kansas City Mavericks for the first time this season. We're certainly looking forward to the Grizzlies' next homestand, which will be a 3-game set against the Rapid City Rush. Don't forget that Wednesday is going to be a Smith's Family Night. 4 tickets for $40 and then $10 for each additional ticket. So you're talking about you can't even get a good meal for $10 anymore. I don't even know if you can get a good pizza for under $10 anymore, but you can get a ticket to the Grizzlies game for $10 each if you get 4 of them on Smith's Family Night. Friday is going to be an AFC Friday where tickets start at $10 when you pay using your AFC debit or credit card at the Maverick Center box office. And the Guns N' Hoses extravaganza is going to be on Saturday, January 27th, as they're going to be charity games all afternoon, leading up to the Grizzlies game at 7:10 against Rapid City. So that should be a lot of fun. That's the next homestand at Maverick Center as the Grizzlies face the Rapid City Rush for a 3-game series. When we come back, we'll go over some scores from around the world of sports. Once again, after 1 period, Newfoundland leads Utah 3-0 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Smith's always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower than low prices. And when you download the Smith's app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Smith's, fresh for...
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Week 18 of the National Football League as we're back in the first intermission. Growlers lead the Grizzlies 3-0. Halfway through the fourth quarter in a barn burner, Tampa Bay leads Carolina 9-0. After 3 quarters, the Bengals lead the Browns 31-0. Late third quarter, in a game that I think is being shown in the Salt Lake market, Detroit leads Minnesota 20-13. In a low-scoring game, which could be the last for Bill Belichick as Patriots head coach, the Jets lead the Patriots 6-3. Late third quarter, Saints lead the Falcons 31-17. Start of the fourth quarter, a big game for Jacksonville. Looks like they're blowing it right now as Tennessee leads Jacksonville 28-20. I think the Jaguars, if I remember right, clinched the division title with a win. However, they're down by 8, 28-20 to the Titans early fourth quarter. Games at 2:25 or games in the afternoon NFL window. Seahawks at the Cardinals. Bears are at the Packers, Broncos, and Raiders. The Chiefs are at the Chargers, and Eagles at Giants, as well as the Rams are at the 49ers, and the Cowboys are at the Washington Commanders. It looks like it's divisional play throughout the day in the NFL as everybody's playing a division rival. And the game I'm really looking forward to seeing, and I'm sort of glad that the Grizzlies game will get over in time where I can watch the Buffalo Bills take on the Miami Dolphins. I believe the division title is going to be on the line. Buffalo got a blowout victory early in the season at Rich Stadium. This game is being played at Miami. Looks like the Bills are a 3-point favorite. Buffalo is 10-6 on the year. The Dolphins are 11-5. 4 games in the NHL today. 5 minutes in, already a lot of action as Calgary and Chicago are tied at 1, as Chicago is going to be without their young superstar Connor Bedard for a while as he suffered a broken jaw a couple days ago. 7 minutes in, 13 minutes are left in the first period. No score between the Kings and Capitals. At 5 o'clock, Winnipeg is at Arizona in the college campus there as a 5,000-seat stadium that houses Arizona State hockey as well as the Arizona Coyotes. As that game is going to be played at 5 o'clock. Winnipeg's off to a good start this year. Nobody's really talking about them. They've got a record of 25-9-4. And at 6 o'clock, the Detroit Red Wings are at the Anaheim Ducks. In the FCS National Championship game at halftime, South Dakota State leads Montana 7-3. In action in the league, the Grizzlies call home. Looks like a few games are underway. Halfway through the first period, already a lot of action. Trois-Rivières and Adirondack are tied at 2. For the third straight day, we're checking to see if Corey Thomas is in the Lions lineup, and he is not. As Corey Thomas earlier this week was traded from the Grizzlies to Trois-Rivières to complete the future considerations portion of the trade, and that is where the Grizzlies got Cole Gallant right before the regular season. It's interesting, though, as Corey Thomas joins a team that has 3 other former Grizzlies on the roster. Bryson Martin's in the lineup wearing number 14. Jared Powers also in the Trois-Rivières lineup wearing number 17. Power played with the Grizzlies earlier this season. And does everybody remember Matthew Boucher, the league rookie of the year back in 2021? Well, you talk about toughness. You talk about everything that personifies what a player brings to the table in minor league hockey. Matthew Boucher is it. He was unbelievable in a Grizzlies uniform, and he's picked up a goal. He actually was the first goal scorer in the game for Trois-Rivières, 2:41 in, as that game is tied at 2 halfway through the first period. So it looks like Matthew Boucher is doing some outstanding things. I think earlier this weekend he had a game where he had at least 2 goals. So it looks like he's doing some great things. He was playing in the AHL for a while with Belleville, but is now back in this league with Trois-Rivières, and he's making things happen as Matthew Boucher had scored a goal for the Lions early in the first period. He actually has 13 goals in this league for Trois-Rivières. And boy, if he played an entire season in this league and stayed healthy, who knows what kind of numbers he'd be able to put up. 6 minutes left in the first period. Jacksonville leads Atlanta 1-0. 5 minutes left in the first. Maine leads Worcester 1-0. 8 minutes left in the first. No score between Indy and Norfolk. 11 minutes left in the first. South Carolina leads Greenville 1-0. At 3 o'clock, so that's going to be about an hour and a half from now, Iowa is at Fort Wayne. Also at 3 o'clock, a couple Mountain Division showdowns as Rapid City takes on Tulsa, and Allen is at Wichita. Also around 3 o'clock, Cincinnati is at Toledo. What does the schedule makers not know that it's week 18 of the National Football League? Just about every team's in action this afternoon. A busy day in the league. Grizzlies trail 3-0 as we'll have second period action shortly. As the Grizzlies looking for a comeback attempt, we'll skate 5-on-5, and we'll come back in 2 minutes and have third period action. As the Growlers got first period goals from Brock Caulfield, as well as Todd Skirving and Grant Cruikshank. And for Cruikshank, it's his team leading 15th goal of the season. We'll come back in 2 minutes and have second period action as the Growlers lead the Grizzlies 3-0 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Newfoundland Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Newfoundland Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Schwab tires. I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab tires.
Welcome back to Grizzlies Hockey. We'll have second period action here in a few minutes. The lights are out at Mary Brown Center. For the Grizzlies, it's their 31st game this season. They've got a record of 12-18. There are 6 different players who have appeared in every game this season. 2 defensemen, Kyle Mayhew and Brian Yoon, have appeared in every contest, and forwards Brandon Cutler, Cole Gallant, Nick Messner, and Tyler Penner have also played in every game. For Tyler Penner, tonight is game 175 in his Grizzlies career, and obviously all 175 have come consecutively. And if you count the playoffs, this is game 199 in a row. So on Wednesday night, assuming he's in the lineup, it will be his 200th consecutive game, including the playoffs, that will appear with the Grizzlies. And obviously everybody loves those nice even numbers, and Tyler Penner has certainly been a consistent force for the Grizzlies. And this is his 3rd season with Utah. Before that, he played in the SPHL with the Birmingham Bulls, and he played his college hockey at Colgate University. As the Growlers come out to start the second period wearing a white jersey with black numbers and a little bit of gold mixed in. Pretty sharp-looking jersey. As the Growlers, well, they played pretty well in the first period. Josh Victor, fun fact, the defenseman for the Growlers, 6'4", 212 pounds. He was sporting a mustache yesterday. It looks like he has shaved it off today. I've been debating whether to keep the beard I've been growing. I don't know. One of these days, I'm just going to just shave it all off. I don't even know why. Tonight might be the night. I'm really not sure. And I guess after last night's game, Josh Victor looked at himself in the mirror and said, this mustache has got to go, as he is clean shaven for this afternoon's game. Hey, you got to come up with any details you can find on these video boards, as sometimes the details get missing. As we'll see if the Grizzlies have a second period comeback in them. As they trail 3-0, Dante Januzzi was very busy in the first period as he stopped 11 of 14 for Dryden McKay, the Growlers goaltender. He saved all 9 that he saw. So it looks like we'll skate 5-on-5 here to start the second period as McKay stretches out in front of his net. McKay, the white jersey, he's got an AHL contract with the Toronto Marlies. As looks like Melindy's going to start the second period with Isaac Johnson. Looks like it's probably going to be the same 5 that started the game for both sides. For the Grizzlies, that would be Brett Stapley, Cole Gallant and Brandon Cutler, with the defensive pairing of Josh Wesley and Kyle Mayhew. Although it wouldn't surprise me if Brian Kanasowicz decides to change up his forward lines here in the second period, looking for something that works offensively. For the Growlers, the starting forward should be O'Brien, Skirving, and Johnson, with Melindi and David Ferentz on the back end. Ferentz had 1 assist in the first period. Grizzlies are going to be skating from left to right as we see it from Flow Sports. Your mind's eye. Tried to see it on YouTube. We'll try to paint a picture for you, even though some of the details might get missing on our part, as we're just at the mercy of the one video feed we have. As the Growlers win the draw, they skate from right to left here in the second period as we're underway. As long-range pass doesn't connect, Grizzlies chase after it. Josh Wesley, and no icing, though, as the puck squirts towards the left side. Growlers can't gather it, as Grizzlies' Cole Gallant will bounce it out to center ice. It goes back to the Growlers as they pitch it off the far wing boards. Now the Growlers back in their own end as David Ferentz moves it to the left side. Grizzlies poke it back to the high slot. Bouncing puck. Growlers keep it in as they veer off to the left. Centering pass shot goes wide, as looks like Will Cranley's in net for the Grizzlies. A goaltending change as Cranley has replaced Januzzi to start the second period. As Cole Gallant gains the line, and those are those details that we keep talking about. As the first time we saw Cranley there was during live action. Grizzlies get to the right side as it goes to Cole Gallant. Right side, righty shot, kick save by McKay. As the Grizzlies keep it in play to the far side, give and go. Left side, lefty shot goes wide. As the Growlers will cross center ice and skate towards McKay as Johnson gains the line and he throws it in. Cranley plays behind his net, wearing number 30. It's his 12th game overall and 6th with the Grizzlies. As Hume will throw a long-range pass that connects. Grizzlies skate towards the left circle, fits with a righty shot, and it goes wide as he tried to reenact the Friday game winner from the other circle. As Cron throws to the far corner, Penner slides it towards the net, and it goes behind it and out towards center ice. Growlers pick up the puck and cross center ice. Berezowski gains the line and lays over for Singleton, who fires to the right circle as the puck got air under it and bounced off the hip of a Growler, and it goes out to center ice as the Growlers will peel back into their own zone. Tate Singleton with good speed will drop it off at the end of his shift as the Growlers get to the near side 2 minutes into the second. As the Growlers moving out to the near side as Wesley battles with Singleton. Grizzlies take it away. They cross center. Messner couldn't clear it in as puck ended up at the Growlers' blue line. Singleton crosses center ice. We get a whistle as some action away from the play. As 17:58 left in the second, it appears somebody had picked up a penalty, and it looks like it's going to be on the Growlers. As Grant Cruikshank is in the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell for 2 minutes. And it looks like the Grizzlies have a power play early in the frame. Last night, Will Cranley stopped 35 of 38. It was a Grizzlies loss, but he performed well. He's in net to start the second period. Cranley in 5 games for the Grizzlies has a record of 1-2 with a .906 save percentage and a 3.65 goals against average. He also has 6 games of experience this year with Reading. So it's a power play for the Grizzlies as Mayhew throws to the near corner. Berg chases after it. Josh Victor, freshly clean-shaven, falls down in the far corner. Puck goes back to the right point and out of the zone as Mayhew will back it out to his blue line. Now he chips it ahead to Stapley, who skates in. Stapley trying to get to Gallant. Now Stapley keeps the puck and stays on the left side as Stapley surveys. Now he skates towards the point, drops off for Wesley. Wesley, righty shot. And he goes wide as the puck glides towards the right point. Stapley fires towards the net. Growlers pick it off. As Newfoundland will move it out to center ice and dump it all the way in as Cranley behind his net plays it. He gets it to Kyle Mayhew with 17-16 and counting left in the second. 1:17 and counting left in the Grizzlies power play, which is their second of the night. As the Grizzlies cross center ice, they gain the line. Campagna throws it into the corner. Campagna gathers it. He gets hit, but keeps his feet. He slides it across to Messner, who gets it back around to the right side. Grizzlies gallop after it, but the Growlers get there first, and they clear it out. Brian Yoon skates after it. Campagna skates towards his left as Cutler has it. Yoon still with the puck. Will bounce it off the wall for Cutler. As Cutler gets to neutral ice, he crossed the red line. Now he crossed the blue. Right wing pass to Fitz. Back to Cutler, who's on the right side. He feeds it up top to Yoon. He slides it to Campagna left side. Campagna lefty shot goes wide as it ricochets off the end wall. As the Growlers get to the point, Yoon keeps it in. He'll roll it around as Fitz gets it up top for Campagna. Campagna over to the right side for Cutler. Cutler right side. Lefty shot And it goes wide. He went glove side on McKay. Puck still in play. Yoon back to Cutler. One-timer. Saved by McKay. Rebound shot goes wide as Grizzlies had to look from the slot by Messner as the Growlers get it, and they clear it all the way out. Boy, Grizzlies once again with some good looks, but just were unable to find the back of the net as it's still 3-0. Power play has 5 seconds left. We're 2 minutes into the second period as the Grizzlies throw it to the near side, and they get to center ice. It's taken by Cron, who chases after it in the corner. He gets hit pretty hard by Tykonik. Growlers have it. They're fresh out of the penalty box, skating 5-on-5 as Cruikshank, who had the penalty, still in his same shift out of the box, loses it. Grizzlies cross center ice as Aragon skates down the middle. Now veers off to the left, drops off for Penner. Will take a righty shot. Saved by McKay, and he holds on as there's 15:34 left in the second period. Boy, on the power play, Grizzlies had some good looks, but it's kind of been really the theme of last night's game as well as today. As Grizzlies have had some looks, but for one reason or another, just haven't been able to find the back of the net. Looks fans getting into it. 4.5 minutes into the second period. Third game of 9 straight on the road. As Penner will take the draw, the Grizzlies Iron Man. He'll be going up against Todd Skirving, who scored the Growlers' second goal. Skirving played in 6 games of the Grizzlies in the 2017-2018 season. Grizzlies win the draw. Wesley centers it to Penner, who swings and misses on a one-timer. It goes back to Wesley as he skates towards the point. Wesley drops it off as Grizzlies skate towards the right circle. It's Mayhew. Mayhew backhands it out in front. It goes wide. He was looking for a pass as Growlers get it and get it to center as they carry it into the Grizzlies zone. Isaac Johnson stops the blue line as looks like the Growlers are offside as we get a whistle about 5 minutes into the second period. Some of the key contributors offensively for the Grizzlies as of late, Stapley, we talked about the top 9 points in his last 5 games. Like Cole Gallant was outstanding in the month of December, 5 goals and 11 assists in 15 games in December. As Grizzlies win the draw, it's out at neutral ice as they dump it in. And it looks like they're called for icing as we get another whistle. Fans see themselves on the video board there in Newfoundland. But going back to Gallant, you talk about a guy that had 1 assist on Friday, and him and Brett Stapley and Brandon Cutler, they're sharing a forward line this afternoon. And I got a feeling if the Grizzlies are going to make a comeback, it's going to be those 3. They're on the ice right now. The Growlers win the face-off as we're 5 minutes into the third period. Growlers move it in as Singleton chases after it. Cranley behind his net. Cranley replaced Januzzi to start the second period. As the Grizzlies moving out to center, it bounced off a Gallant skate. He skates after it, trying to move it ahead, but it goes to Johnny Tykonik as he battles. Now the Grizzlies get it. All Utah got blasted at the offensive blue line, and that was Josh Wesley. He gets back to his feet. I think it was Cutler that actually got hit as Cruikshank, right wing pass. The Growlers dump it in. Cranley behind his net. Will throw it to the near side as the Growlers, or the linesman got in the way, and the Growlers skate towards the far side behind Utah's net. They get it up top to the right point. Righty shot is blocked away as it goes to the near circle. Yoon advanced it to center ice, but Grizzlies couldn't handle the pass. The Growlers back in their own end. Tate Singleton will give way to a defenseman as the Growlers spread the ice about 6 minutes into the second period. Up ahead to Singleton, who gains the line, drops it off as Brock Caulfield, who scored the first goal of the game. He's in the near corner. He gets around Yoon. Yoon around the net as he takes it away from Caulfield. As he moves it ahead to center ice, Grizzlies cross center and throw it in. His Campagna gets tripped up. Yeah, penalty is going to be called on Matt Broussard. He tripped up J.C. Campagna as the Growlers touch up the puck, and the Grizzlies are going to be back on the power play as Campagna's hustle drew a penalty as Matt Broussard, for the second time in this period, will go to the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell. This time it's probably going to be a tripping call. If not a trip, then it'd be a hook. As Broussard looks at the referee, now he looks up at the video board and he skates to the penalty box, shaking his head back and forth as it's his second penalty of the contest. Now we're playing that game of guess whether we got a media timeout or not. I say we do. We'll be back in 30 seconds on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Growlers lead 3-0, but the Grizzlies are on a power play as Matt Broussard got a 2-minute penalty. It's either a trip or a hook as Campagna was chasing after the puck in the near boards. Guess what? It's neither. It's interference according to the app. It's either a trip or a hook. Interference, 6:11 into the second. As it's the second penalty committed by the Growlers as Grant Cruikshank got a hooking minor, 2:04. And I guess that's what happens when you don't get to see the referee's signal as to what the penalty is. Interference is the call on Matt Broussard. Grizzlies on the power play. As a draw won by Utah. Kyle Mayhew gets to Stapley on the right side. He feeds it to the near goal line. Starting pass to Gallant. Shot saved by McKay. As the Growlers get, and they will carry it out to center ice. Growlers 3-on-3 enter the zone right side. Now they dump it in. Cranley stays in front of his net after initially going back towards the end boards. It goes to Tykonik, left point. He takes a shot that's blocked as Wesley over there, but Tykonik gets it back and he lifts it in as it bounces in front of Cranley, taken by Mayhew. So we're 30 seconds into the power play. Mayhew ahead to Gallant, who slides it to Stapley, who gains the line, trying to get it across to Berg. Growlers pick it off and clear it out. As Cranley addresses it behind his net, he gets to Wesley, who skates down the middle. Wesley zips it to his right for Gallant, who crosses center ice. Gallant ahead to Stapley, who steps over the line, back to Gallant. Siren pass out in front to Berg. He couldn't get a shot off as he was too close to McKay. Left point, Grizzlies, Wesley, righty shot goes wide. Berg net front trying to redirect it. This goes back to the right side. Gallant gets to Wesley, who's now on the right side, over to Mayhew. Mayhew back to Stapley on the right side. Stapley skates towards the circle and gets to the near goal line for Berg. He tried to center it to Gallant. It bounced off a Growler. Now Berg gets it. He gets to Mayhew. High slot. Lefty shot goes wide as it might have gotten blocked before it got to McKay. As behind the Growlers net, McKay looks over his right shoulder as a big scrum along the end boards. About 30 seconds left in the power play for the Grizzlies. Growlers come out of the pile with a puck and they clear it out. Cranley will move it ahead to Mayhew. Cranley hasn't seen as much action here in the first 8 minutes of the second period as he's only seen one shot. As Mayhew drops it off, Grizzlies get around center as they cross center. As Cutler skates in, drops off on the left point. Utah wraps it around the wall as Fitz in the corner, trying to find Messner as Messner in the far corner chases after it with good speed. He gets up top to Cutler over to Yoon. Yoon gets it taken away as the Growlers chase after it. They get in the left point. Siren pass connects. Growlers with a shot saved by Cranley. Rebound shot, and it's blocked away by Yoon, who took it away. As Broussard's out of the box, we're skating 5-on-5. Grizzlies re-enter as Fitz throws it towards the middle. Bouncing puck hits nobody as it rolls towards the far corner. Grizzlies get it back to Fitz on the right side as he backhands it towards the net, and it's blocked away by Southers, the big 6'8" forward, as the Growlers will pitch it out to center ice as Newfoundland near the Grizzlies bench will back it out to their own end as the Grizzlies will change things up as Messner and Cutler will come off as we got 11-14 and counting left in the second as the Growlers zip it ahead, and it glanced off somebody but no icing as the Grizzlies rolled along as Penner couldn't accept it as puck goes out to center ice. And Growlers backing out to their own end. Now they pass to the right side as the Growlers get to Berezowski. He fires it towards the end boards and chases after it. He drops it off as the puck's on the right side at the point as the Growlers throw it around. Newfoundland gets tripped up. Oh, and a call is going to be made as Quinn Wickers was along the far goal line. A Growler went down, and the referee, who was standing in the near corner, calls Wickers. I think it's going to be a trip, but yeah, that's at least what the type of penalty looked based on how he fell down. Who knows? It could be interference. It could be anything. So I was guessing wrong about Broussard. Didn't get to see the signal once again as to what the penalty is, but the Growlers are going to be on the power play for the second time this afternoon. Newfoundland was 2 for 4 in the power play last night, and they're 1 for 1 here so far today. Growlers have actually been pretty good on the power play as of late. They're 3 for 7 in this series, and going into play, they've been about 40% over the last 6 games. Growlers win the draw. Tykonik on the left side gets it across as the Growlers get it over to Tyconic. He's now on the right side. He feeds across to Johnson. One-timer. Kick saved by Cranley. Grizzlies get it, and they clear it out. 15 seconds into the power play as the puck rolled all the way towards McKay, who stops it as he gives way. 20 seconds into the power play for the Growlers. They lead 3-0 about halfway through the contest. Growlers slide it to center ice. Now they move it across as taking its Crookshank, who's got a goal drop stop for Johnson, who moves it up top for Tyconic, who's got the blue line near him. He feeds it to the right side. I think that's O'Brien, who skates towards the right circle. Now he kicks out in front to Berezowski. It bounced off a Grizzlies stick. Goes to Berezowski, who feeds it right back to the right point. Growlers get it to Tyconic, who skates towards the right side, drops it off as the Growlers. Crookshank, lefty shot. It looks like it goes wide and deflects out of play about halfway through the power play as we've passed the halfway point of the 60-minute contest as the Growlers got first period goals from Brock Caulfield, Todd Skirving, and Grant Crookshank. Keenan Southers has 2 assists. And the Growlers have outshot the Grizzlies 15-12 here so far. Southers will take the draw against Penner, and it's won by the Growlers. Ferentz moves it to the right side as both teams changed up skaters in the last whistle. As Growlers, centering pass shot, saved by Cranley. As the centering pass connected to Skirving, he didn't get much on a one-timer on a pass from Southers as Cranley was able to gather it and hold on. Draw is going to stay in the Grizzlies zone. As Utah right now with a record of 12-18, they're tied with Wichita for 6th place in the division. Wichita later today hosts Allen. As the Growlers win the draw far side, as they get it up top. Now they move it to Ferentz in the high slot. He feeds it back to his right. As the Growlers over at the far goal line get it. Now they get it back up top to Ferentz. Ferentz slides it to his right. As the Growlers over in the right circle. As they get to Ferentz, who accepts it in the right point. Ferentz switches places. The Growlers get it to the left side for Caulfield. Caulfield skates towards his right. He drops it off for Ferentz. Ferentz over to Southers, who looked to center it, and it bounced off of Ferentz. Ferentz right side, righty shot is blocked. As Grizzlies 2-on-1 get to the center ice. Cron gets back checked by Southers. As now Southers gets it. 18 seconds left in the Growlers power play. About 9 minutes left in the second. Southers with the long strides, gains a line, drops it off. As Caulfield skates towards the near corner, now moves it around, and the puck exits the zone. Wickers is out of the penalty box right now. A successful penalty kill by the Grizzlies. 8:45 left in the second as the Growlers cross center ice. Now they gain the line in the right wing. Now they move it up top, and Stapley picks it off. 2-on-1. Stapley skates towards the left circle. He'll take it himself. Shot saved by McKay as puck along the end boards. As the Grizzlies battle, as Adam Dog gets pushed by Cutler, as Singleton will bounce it off of Wesley. Wesley along the near wall as a 2-on-2 scrum. Stapley will move it out to the near corner. Puck gets there under it. As they get it up top to Wesley, right point, righty shot, saved by McKay. It goes back to Wesley. Shot, and it looked like it got the post, and the iron was unkind. Wesley throws to the right circle, bounced off a Growler. Now another Growler gets, I think that's Adam Don. He throws to center ice. As Tate Singleton gains the line 2-on-1. Singleton right circle. Good poke check by the Grizzlies. Now another Growler gets it. Right circle. Righty shot goes wide. As puck along the near wall. Singleton rolls it along. As Jordan Escott has a bounce over his stick. Grizzlies get it. As Utah slides it across to the right. Pass connects to Campagna. He gains the line. A great poke check by James Melindy. Melindy and Campagna collide. Messner over there as well. Messner now double teamed as he tried to move it up top, but it bounced off a Growler skate. Growlers get it. They feed a left wing pass across the center ice. As Growlers been on point with their passing, Johnson throws it to the near corner. Utah pokes it back away. As Yoon gets double teamed, he throws it back to the corner that was vacated as Messner over to Campagna, who backhands it to center ice. Raby chases after it, the Growlers blue line. Now Raby continues to chase after as he gets hit by Matt Broussard. As over the near corner goes back to Raby, who's back to his feet, right side. Lefty shot saved by McKay. As the Grizzlies back in the near corner, get it over to Berg. It bounced off his stick. High slot. Grizzlies try to backhand it ahead and didn't get very far. As Growlers fanned on clearing it out. Now it goes to Berg on the right side. Lefty shot saved by McKay. Growlers are able to clear it out on the rebound as Wickers chases after it. And he gets it as he skates in front of Cranley towards the far side. He zips a pass to the left wing at the Growlers blue line. Grizzlies throw it in as Berezowski over there with Aragon. Now right side, Wesley's shot is blocked away as 6.5 minutes left in the second period. Growlers throw it around their net. Josh Victor chasing after it. He gathers the puck and skates along the near wing boards. Victor gets blasted in the right side, and now the gloves go flying as everybody going after Aaron Aragon. Singleton over there as well. Adam Berg and Singleton holding each other as another Growler, and it's Berezowski over there with Aragon. Boy, Victor back to his feet, but he got hit pretty hard. I believe it was Aaron Aragon that delivered the hit. He was in the area, and it looked like some guys were going after him. Victor back to his feet as play had stopped. Didn't look like there was an official fight, just some pushing and shoving. As I wonder if a Grizzly penalty is going to be called. As Wesley over there talking with the referee and one of the linesmen. That was a big-time hit. Josh Victor was trying to carry the puck out of his own zone from the near side, and he got hit pretty hard, heels over head. And well, then play stopped as everybody went to go confront the guy that delivered the hit, and I think it was Aaron Aragon of all people. James Melendi and Josh Wesley talking things over. Both guys about similar size. Remember when Melendi was with the Grizzlies, you talk about a tag team, him and Travis Howe. You talk about two physical presences on that Grizzlies club that year. Well, it was Melendi and Howe. You talk about two guys. If there was any physical action out there on the ice, they were going to be out there to solve it. Matt Cook, who's known for physical play when he was a player, talking with the referee. Cook kind of defending his guy, and Josh Victor. Victor had a mustache yesterday. He's clean shaven today. As I'm pretty sure Cook wants a power play here with Newfoundland leading Utah 3-0. We're past the halfway point of the scheduled 60-minute affair. As neither team has scored in the second period. In fact, the Grizzlies really have done a good job limiting the Growlers' shots here in the second period. There's 6:21 left in the second. The Grizzlies have 7 shots. The Growlers have 4 here so far in the second period. So see if anybody got a penalty as the way the hit was delivered, and really didn't look like there was an initial penalty on the play, and it didn't look like anything was really called. So it wouldn't surprise me if we're just going to skate 5-on-5, even though they stopped play because they thought there was going to be a confrontation there, and didn't really look like there was much of one. As everybody just kind of stopped and held each other, but nothing, the fists weren't flying after this one. As it's the 6th and final meeting between the clubs this year. And usually, last game of a season series, hey, if you got any beef, you settle it right then and there. Tonight's the night where you'd settle that beef. Grizzlies have had some success against the Growlers in years past. They are 5-3 against the Growlers all time, and 3-2 this year. So faceoff's going to be at neutral ice. It doesn't look like there's going to be any penalties on the play. 6:21 left in the second. As Staple taken against Southers. And the draw won by the Grizzlies. Looks like we're skating 5-on-5. Mayhew ahead to Cutler, throws it in. McKay behind his net, gets to the near side. As the Growlers skate back towards the far side, deep in their own zone. They move it ahead. Now the Growlers cross center ice. They got a 2-on-1. They skate to the right circle. Centering pass connects. Lefty shot. And a score. The Growlers had a 2-on-1 and didn't miss as Tykonik fed it out in front to Neil Shea. Shea gets his 10th of the season. This now will be a 4-0 hockey game as the Growlers really poured it on to the Grizzlies here in the rubber match of this 3-game set. Tykonik to Shea, the pass connected. And boy, it looked like Cranley did everything he could, did the splits and tried to cut off the angle, but Shea was able to get it past him. So the Growlers' 5th shot here in the second period is their first of the frame. So I'll make it a 4-0 hockey game as the Growlers really have looked strong. This is probably the best the Growlers have looked against the Grizzlies all time in any of the 9 games, with this being the 9th. As they are showing why year in and year out, they're usually at the top of the standings, even though they're in 5th place right now. Growlers win the draw. They dump it in. Yoon chasing after it. Arm is raised by the linesman, and icing is on the Growlers as there's 5 minutes and 56 seconds left in the second period. You have the playoff start today. Actually, there's been quite the race there between 2nd and 5th. It looked like, as of yesterday, the Growlers were in 5th, but now they are in a tie for 2nd. As Trois-Rivières and Newfoundland each have 35 standings points. Looks like it's going to be an interesting race. Adirondack, of all teams, are in first place with a .703 winning percentage and 45 standings points. Messner will take the draw against Grant Cruikshank. As a draw won by the Grizzlies. Campagna trying to locate it and couldn't. as the Growlers move it ahead as they cross center ice and chase after it. Another 2-on-1 potentially. Grizzlies got back defensively as puck in the far corner. Yoon gathers it. Wickers over there as well as Messner. And a couple Growlers hiding behind the score bug. Grizzlies come out of the pile with the puck as they lift it out to center ice as Raby gathers it, and it's taken back by David Ferentz, who cuts in front of Raby. Ferentz gets some air under a backhand feed out to center ice. Growlers gather. They skate towards the right point. Newfoundland drops it off. Growlers skate towards the far side, now around Cranley's net. As the Growlers now on the left wing, as Adam Doss slides to his right. Growlers take a righty shot, saved by Cranley. Puck lifts in the air. It bounces in the near circle as Raby collides with Escott, and the Grizzlies cross center with Wickers as Wickers stays at neutral ice, and he fires it around the wall. Fits in the right wing, fires towards the net, and it's blocked away by McKay. Now left side, Grizzlies righty shot, and it goes wide as puck ends up in the left side. Grizzlies look to start to Fitz, but it bounced off a skate. Now left circle, Grizzlies fire towards the middle, and Newfoundland picks it off. Less than 5 minutes left in the period. Growlers cross center ice. Johnson throws it in, displaying some speed. Semick gets along the near wall as the puck squirts towards the slot. Grizzlies poke it away. Bouncing puck goes to center ice, and it's taken back by the Growlers, who skate back in. As O'Brien skates towards his right, drops it off. Righty shot goes wide. Puck along the left side. Victor gets it across as Tykonik slot. Lefty shot goes wide. As Cron bouncing off a Growler stick, it goes to Victor at center ice, who does a half circle and moves it ahead. Putt passes wide of the mark. Now Johnson gets it back. He skates the right circle. Johnson skates in. Righty shot. Saved by Cranley, who makes a glove stop with 4:07 left in the second period. Time out of the ice. Growlers lead 4-0 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Thanks to Les Schwab tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab tires.
It's the Growlers 4 and the Grizzlies 0. The second period goal was scored by Neil Shea, assisted by Keenan Suthers and Nolan Dillingham, even though it didn't look like it was either guy that was on the centering pass over towards Shea. As Shea gets the goal, Suthers and Dillingham listed with the assists. The time of that goal is 13:57 into the second period. Both teams have taken 7 shots here in the second. Growlers win the draw. They're in their offensive zone. Right side, Grizzlies take it away and backhand it center as the Growlers slide it to Berezowski, who backhands it in as Cranley behind his net. Cranley's played here in the second period after Januzzi played in the first. As puck goes to the right side as Berg tried to clear it out. It stays in the corner as Raby's pass to Berg has gone wide, as was behind Berg. Left side, the Growlers, late in the period, they dance around in the point as now they get across to the right side. 3.5 minutes left in the second. As Berezowski's in the area as the puck rolls along towards the end wall. As the Growlers skate towards the far side, they're back in the corner. They get to Berezowski, right side. Righty shot is blocked away. Singleton was in the area redirecting it. As Berg over there with Messner. Puck goes to Messner, goes past him. As the Growlers keep it in, they chip it in deep as the Growlers in the far corner. Berezowski backhands it out to the right point. Righty shot. Glove saved by Cranley. And he holds on as we get another whistle with less than 3 minutes left in the second period. Growlers 1 for 2 on the power play. Grizzlies are 0 for 2. 31st game for the Grizzlies this year. Utah has won 4 of their last 5 games. They do have a big shot edge in the third period this season, but they're going to need it. As they're on the comeback attempt here, it's going to be tough down 4-0. Grizzlies get the draw. They get out to center ice, but the puck squirts towards the near wing boards as the Growlers chase after it. Growlers move it ahead here in the rubber match. Grizzlies won 4-3 on Friday. Growlers won 3-1 last night. The Grizzlies have the puck in their own zone, skating from left to right. As Grizzlies working the puck, as Hume fires a left wing pass, connects. Grizzlies enter the zone, far side. Grizzlies chip it in as they tried to find Gallant cutting, and the puck deflects out of play as we get a whistle with 2:39 left in the first, or left in the second. Draws give me an offensive zone one for Utah. As you talk about the Grizzlies and how they played against the Growlers. They won 2 out of 3 games on Thanksgiving week at Maverick Center. On November 22nd, the Grizzlies won 4-1. Utah also picked up a 6-3 victory on Black Friday. And then the Growlers on Saturday, November 25th, got a shutout by Luke Cavlin, who stopped all 28 shots. He's in the AHL right now with the Marlies. Neil Shea had both of the Growlers' goals. So Utah 3-2 against the Growlers. The draw goes around the Grizzlies. It looks like it's iced by the Growlers as the whistle blows with 2:32 left. Draw is going to come back to the Growlers zone. Last time these teams will meet this season, I think it's after tonight. I don't think the Grizzlies will be in the Eastern time zone or whatever you call the time zone that Newfoundland is in. I think the Grizzlies are going to be Mountain and Central time zone for the rest of the season. As Messner will take the draw against Brock Caulfield. Messner, 9 goals this season, looking to join the double-digit goal-scoring club, which Cutler and Nathan Burke are in. Burke a scratch for the 3rd straight game. Grizzlies win the draw. Messner skates over to the corner as Grizzlies lose it. The Growlers back towards the near side as they skate from right to left. They move it out to center ice. Southers has his pass at center ice. A deflect back to another Growler across the center ice, and they fire it in. Cranley behind his net. We'll toss it to the far side. As a 2-on-2 battle. Goes back to center ice. I think I ate a frog. And now it's going to be icing on the Grizzlies with an even 2 minutes left here in the 3rd period. We're back in 15 seconds after this word from Maverick. And even 2 minutes left in the 2nd period. Adam Dahl will take the draw against Messner. Campagna on the ice as well as Berezowski right in front of Campagna. Draws in the Grizzlies zone. It's won by the Growlers. Right point. Melindy fires a righty shot. Saved by Cranley. Grizzlies get the rebound. They skate around Cranley's net as they hike it out to center ice. Campagna gains center ice. Fires a shot. Saved by McKay, who bobbled it for a second and then held on. As Messner was chasing after it. You talk about the fastest players in the Grizzlies club. I'd love to see a foot race. One of those races you just kind of skate a few laps to see who the fastest Grizzly is. I mean, Raby obviously has got outstanding speed. Cole Gallant. But I got to say, Mick Messner, you get him out in open ice, and he goes about as fast as anybody on the team. As Mick Messner really has had a pretty solid campaign. After he scored his first pro goal in mid-November, he's really been off to a good run for the Grizzlies here in the last month and a half. Penner will take the draw against Todd Skirving as the linesman pump faked and Skirving took it as he just was whiffing on air there as the linesman failed to drop the puck, and that's Brian Lambert who drops the puck, and the Growlers win it. Newfoundland back to the near side will backhand it over the head of Wesley as it goes back to Cruikshank, who gains the line. Cruikshank skates left circle, lefty shot. Goes wide. Cranley might have gotten a piece of it as it goes out to center ice. Growlers throw it back in. Grizzlies have it on a delayed offside. 1:25 left in the 2nd. Grizzlies move it out to the near side as a long-range pass doesn't connect. Growlers chase after it. It got redirected on the way, so no icing as David Ferentz over there. Now we get a whistle. Looks like interference is the signal from the referee. Who's it going to be on? Is he pointing to a Grizzly? Let's see. Melindy's in the area. He's arguing his case. I think it's going to be a Growlers penalty. Interference looked like it was the signal from the referee. James Melindy argues his case. Melindy is going to get 2 minutes. Melindy, a guy that has been in the box quite a bit. He's a very physical defenseman. In fact, the year he was with the Grizzlies, he had 162 penalty minutes. There was also a video early in his Growlers career where right after warmups, he was in a fight with somebody just outside the ice. As they go to the tunnel heading to the ice, it looked like Melindy was in a fight with somebody, and it was kind of an interesting looking video. But Melindy gets 2 minutes for interference. The Grizzlies get a power play with 1:18 left in the 2nd period. As the Growlers win the draw, they're back behind their own net, skating from right to left, as Newfoundland will move it out to center ice. It goes deep in the Grizzlies zone. Cranley behind his net. We'll give it to, I believe, Josh Wesley as he moves it ahead to Stapley at neutral ice. Stapley crosses the red line down the middle. He chips to his right. It bounced off a Growler's stick and bounces on 2 hops of the ice to McKay, who covers up just to the far side of his crease. As he holds on, Adam Berg was chasing after him. As the Grizzlies will have an offensive zone draw. And that's really one creative way to do it. Just kind of bounce one on the goaltender, force him to cover up, and you get an offensive zone draw. Utah's power play has been pretty decent. They were 1 for 6 last night. They're 17.2% on the season. Wesley, Stapley, and Cutler have certainly been big contributors to that over the last month. Stapley wins the draw cleanly. Mayhew over to Wesley. He's in the left point. Wesley's got a power play point in 3 straight games. He'll throw it to the right side for Stapley. He skates back towards the point near side. Stapley throws to Mayhew. Mayhew back to the corner for Berg, who gets blasted. Berg over to Gallant. It tapped off his stick. Gallant gets it and feeds up top to Mayhew. Skates down the middle. Lefty shot. And a score! Grizzlies get on the board with 29 seconds left in the second as Kyle Mayhew fired towards the net, and it's Mayhew that gets his 7th of the year. As there's some traffic out in front, and Kyle Mayhew, who was all alone down the middle, gets the Grizzlies on the board. So with that, Mayhew, who comes into play with an assist in 5 straight games, he now has a 6-game point scoring streak. I got to imagine Brett Stapley might get an assist there, which would be his 10th point in his last 6 games. So this being the 6th game, and Stapley would have a 6-game point scoring streak. As the fans put their thumbs down in disapproval, but the Grizzlies get on the board late in the second period. 29.9 seconds left as Melindy's out of the box. Growlers win the draw. It's still a 3-goal deficit, but the Grizzlies won't be shut out this afternoon. Right wing pass by Victor goes into the zone. It's taken by Hume, who rolls it along the near side. Now there's less than 20 seconds left as Cutler kicks it back behind Utah's net as Adam Daw pushes Hume. As the Growlers to the right side get it to Singleton. He skates around Utah's net. He gets cut off as Singleton gets dragged around. 2 seconds left. Growlers, Matt Broussard, right side, fires towards the net. And it's blocked out in front of Cranley, and time runs out in the second period as both teams scored 1 goal. Earlier in the frame, it was Neil Shea making it a 4-0 game. Then the Grizzlies, looks like Kyle Mayhew, unless it got redirected out in front. Mayhew gets his 7th of the year, and the Grizzlies get on the board with 29.9 seconds left in the second as it's a 4-1 game heading into the third. We'll come back and recap the first 2 periods and also go over some scores from around the world of sports. As Kyle Mayhew scored on the power play late in the second period as the Growlers lead the Grizzlies 4-1 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Smith's always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower than low prices. And when you download the Smith's app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Smith's, fresh for everyone.
It's Growlers 4, Grizzlies 1. Kyle Mayhew scored with 29 seconds left in the second period. It's his 7th of the year, which is among the league leaders in terms of defensemen in this league. Mayhew now has a point in 6 straight games. He came into play with an assist in 5 straight. As for Josh Wesley, he now has a power play point in 4 straight games, 2 goals and 2 assists. He's got an assist in each of his last 2 contests. And Brett Stapley, of course, gets an assist because it seems like every time the Grizzlies get a goal, Stapley gets an assist. It's his 22nd of the year. And for Stapley, his point-scoring streak extends to 6 games. He has 3 goals and 7 assists in his last 6 games, with this being the 6th contest. So it's the 3 guys that have really stepped up big for the Grizzlies over the last couple weeks, and they're the 3 guys we specifically mentioned in the first segment of the show, and they're the ones that combine for Utah's first goal of the night. Kyle Mayhew is the Optum first goal of the game scorer. So if you pick Kyle Mayhew, congratulations, you're a winner. It came a little bit later than what Grizzlies fans would like, and the Growlers did score the first 4 goals of the game. Brock Caulfield got Newfoundland on the board, 124 in, with Keenan Suthers and Nil Shea getting the assists. And then the Growlers made it 2-0 as Todd Skirving scored on a power play on a centering pass from Suthers. Suthers with 2 first-period assists. Skirving got his 4th of the year, and David Ferentz also got an assist. Time of that goal was 9:43 in. Later in the first period, Grant Cruikshank got his 15th of the year. Tate Singleton and Jackson Berezowski got the assists. Growlers led 3-0 after 1 period. They outshot the Grizzlies 14-9 in the first period. In the second frame, it was the Grizzlies that outshot the Growlers 11-9. But earlier in the period, early being 13:57 into the second, it really wasn't that early at all. Neil Shea scored on a 2-on-1. I couldn't quite tell who the guy was in the right side that got the pass to Shea. It was either Suthers or Dillingham. Had to have been Dillingham because Suthers, I would have noticed him with the size that he has. So it looked like it was Dillingham right side over to Shea down the middle. And once that pass connected, Shea was all alone. And he fired away for his 10th of the year as he's the 4th different Growler to have 10 or more goals this season. Time of that goal to make it 4-0 was 13:57 into the second. And then obviously the Grizzlies got a power play as James Melindy. We thought it was interference. That's at least the signal I thought I saw, but they gave it a slashing penalty. The time of penalty was 18:44. To be honest, I was looking at the back of the referee and, trying to figure out what his signal was because we never do get to see the signals on these remote feeds. Melindy's penalty was 18:44 into the second. It was officially listed as a slashing minor. And the Grizzlies scored with Kyle Mayhew, who just was in the high slot and just kind of walked in for about 5 feet. He was all alone and just fired away. There was some action out in front, but it didn't get redirected as Mayhew gets the goal himself. Josh Wesley and Brett Stapley with the assist. And if the Grizzlies were going to capitalize on the power play, it was probably going to be those 3 guys. And as we mentioned before, those 3 have really been instrumental to whatever offensive success the Grizzlies have had over the last couple weeks, and really all year long. In terms of the All-Stars, the Grizzlies really have multiple guys that should be in the All-Star game. But, it looked like based on the format, every team only had 1 All-Star representative. And if you're a defenseman that's going to score a lot, that's probably going to put you towards the top of the list as to being the All-Star representative for your respective team. Even though if you could put together 2 All-Stars on a club, you'd probably have to include Brett Stapley. Stapley and Mayhew, the teammates at the University of Denver, who won a national championship back in 2022. And both guys are just off to outstanding starts to the year. For Stapley, it's his 2nd year as a pro. He played last season with the 12 Riviera Lions. And Stapley right now is an AHL contract with the Colorado Eagles, which puts him in the organization. And for Kyle Mayhew, I think he's got an AHL 2-way contract, if I remember right. He started the year wearing number 6. But in his college days at Denver, he wore number 27. And when that uniform became available a few weeks ago, Mayhew jumped at the opportunity to wear number 27 again. And he's certainly been a key contributor offensively as he now has a point in 6 straight games. So it's a 4-1 deficit, but the Grizzlies do capitalize on the power play as both teams have a power play goal here tonight. I say tonight, meaning it's probably close to tonight over in Newfoundland. I think it's about 5:42. That's the time of day over there. So it is dark, I believe, unless the sun's up at a weird time there. Grizzlies are 1 for 4 on the power play. Newfoundland is 1 for 2. When we come back, we'll go over some scores from around the world of sports, including this league and the NHL, as well as some NFL scores. It's week 18 of the National Football League. Once again, after 2 periods, it's the Newfoundland Growlers 4 and the Utah Grizzlies 1. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountainland Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountainland Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountainland.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Schwab tires. I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab tires.
Welcome back to Grizzlies hockey as Newfoundland leads Utah 4-1. Second intermission. Let's go over some NFL scores. Buccaneers shut out the Panthers 9-0. Tampa Bay went 9-8 in the regular season. The Panthers finished 2-15. Bengals defeat the Browns 31-14. Bengals finished the year 9-8. The Browns are playoff bound. They are 11-6. Lions defeat the Vikings 30-20. Lions won the NFC North Division. They are 12-5 this year. Vikings finished at 7-10. Jets defeat the Patriots 17-3. Jets finish up 7-10. The Patriots 4-13 in what could be Bill Belichick's last season as Patriots head coach. And what a run it is for Bill Belichick if it is the end. 6 Super Bowl championships, 9 Super Bowl appearances. He won the division, I think, 17 times. Great run for Bill Belichick, but it might come to an end as the Patriots finish the year 4-13. Saints defeat the Falcons 48-17 as Falcons head coach Arthur Smith probably should be gone after this year. The Falcons went 7-10. The Saints finished 9-8. Titans over the Jaguars 28-20. Wait, what does that do to the Jaguars' playoff hopes? I have to check that out as Jaguars could have clinched the division title with a victory, but they come up short, 28-20. I think that means that the Houston Texans, who won last night over Indianapolis 23-17, that means that the Texans win the AFC South. Games are going to get underway in about 10 minutes from now. Seattle is at Arizona. Bears at the Packers, as well as the Broncos and Raiders, Chiefs and Chargers, Eagles and Giants, Rams and 49ers, and Cowboys and Commanders, as everybody is playing a division rival here in the final week of the regular season, which is really the way it should be. And the night game, I'm really looking forward to having the time to watch Buffalo take on the Miami Dolphins. That game will decide who wins the AFC North. In the NHL, there are 4 games today. 2 are in progress. 13 minutes left in the second period. Calgary leads Chicago 2-1, and halfway through the second, Kings and Capitals are tied at 1. At 5 o'clock, Winnipeg is at Arizona, and at 6 o'clock, Detroit is at Anaheim. When we come back in 30 seconds, we'll give you a score from around the league as Newfoundland leads Utah 4-1 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network. Other scores from around the league. Trois-Rivières and Adirondack are tied at 3. Adirondack is in first place in the North Division. One of Trois-Rivières' goals was scored by former Grizzly Matthew Boucher, who now has 13 goals on the season. 7 minutes left in the second. Jacksonville and Atlanta are tied at 1. 4 minutes left in the second. Worcester leads Maine 2-1. Halfway through it, the Norfolk Scope in Norfolk, Virginia. Indy leads Norfolk 2-0. The Admirals are led by head coach Jeff Carr, and one of their forwards is former Grizzly Keaton Jamison, who's left off the stat sheet today. Jamison wearing number 16 this year for the Admirals. And remember, Norfolk's going to be at Maverick Center for a 3-game series in the month of March. Halfway through the second period, Greenville leads South Carolina 3-1. Later today at 3 o'clock, Iowa is at Fort Wayne. Also at 3 o'clock, a couple Mountain Division showdowns as Rapid City takes on Tulsa. Rapid City is 14-16-2 on the year. Tulsa is 15-14-3. Don't forget that Rapid City is going to be the Grizzlies' next opponent at Maverick Center. That's going to be late in January for a 3-game set, January 24th, 26th, and 27th. Also at 3 o'clock, Allen is at Wichita, and Cincinnati is taking on Toledo. Well, how about Toledo this year? They are 22-4-1-3 as the Walleye continue year in and year out to be one of the most consistent winners in the league. When we come back, we'll have third period action over at Mary Brown Center as the Growlers lead the Grizzlies 4-1. We'll skate 5-on-5 to start the third period, and we'll come back and have third period action next on the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Smith's always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower than low prices. And when you download the Smith's app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Smith's, fresh for every.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountainland Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountainland Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountainland Truck Outfitters.
Welcome back to Grizzlies hockey. Growlers lead 4-1. The Grizzlies' big guns have been their big guns here so far today, as Kyle Mayhew scored a goal with 29 seconds left in the second period, with Brett Stapley and Josh Wesley getting the assists. Mayhew and Stapley now each have a point in 6 straight games, and Josh Wesley has a power play point in 4 straight contests. In terms of multiple point games this year, Brett Stapley leads the way with 8. Brandon Cutler and Cole Gallant each have 5 multiple point games. Nathan Burke, who's a scratch for the 3rd straight game, he has 4 multiple point games. Mick Messner has 3 multiple point games. There are 5 Grizzlies that have 2 multiple point games, including Mayhew, Raby, and Brian Yoon. And then quite a few other Grizzlies who have 1 multiple point game, including Aaron Aragon, who had 1 goal and 1 assist on Friday night in the Grizzlies' 4-3 victory. It was the Grizzlies' first road victory of the season, and they're looking for their second, but they're going to need a big comeback as the Growlers lead 4-1. When we come back in 1 minute, we'll have third period action. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Newfoundland Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Newfoundland Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Welcome back to Grizzlies Hockey. Utah is a long ways away from where I'm sitting here as I'm in the Grizz Cave right next to the Grizzlies team store at Maverick Center. The Grizzlies are out in Newfoundland, St. John's, that area, which is so far east. They're 3.5 hours in terms of a time zone away from the Mountain Time Zone. I would love to be there, but we're just hanging out here right now, and we're at the mercy of the one video feed that we're seeing. As Todd Skirving, the Growlers captain there. It looks like the arena is a bit dark right now, putting on a light show there with Growlers logos around. Skirving and James Melendi, the two former Grizzlies on the Growlers roster. Both guys played with the team in the 2017-2018 year. That so happened to be the last season the Grizzlies missed the playoffs. As Skirving will start the third period on the ice with Zach O'Brien and Isaac Johnson, Melendi and David Ferentz, the defensive pairing. Brett Stapley will take the draw for Utah. He's out there with Brandon Cutler and Cole Gallant. Defensive pairing, we believe, is Kyle Mayhew and Josh Wesley. As a draw won by the Grizzlies, they skate from right to left in the third period as we see it on Flow Sports. Your mind's eye see it on YouTube as Cutler dumps it in. As McKay slides it towards the near side, Johnson slides it ahead as the Growlers carry it out to center ice. Grizzlies back defensively as Newfoundland chips it in. Mayhew back along the far corner, overskates it as the Grizzlies backhanded off a Growler. Puck bouncing around in the crease, and Cranley covers up. Will Cranley came in to start the second period. Dante Januzzi got the start, and he saved 11 of 14. Will Cranley stopped 8 of 9 that he saw in the second period. So the draw is going to be in the Grizzlies zone. Attendance this afternoon, 3,537, 35-37 over at Mary Brown Center. As Cruikshank will take the draw against Stapley. As Cutler gets tripped up at the face-off circle, no call. A Growler player falls down in the right point, and it's Dillingham who picked up a second period assist. On the right side, lefty shot and a score. This baby's in the refrigerators. It's now 5-1. Puck was behind the net. They fed it out in front. As who was the one that got the goal? I think that's Cruikshank. And yeah, Grant Cruikshank gets his second of the night and 16th of the season. As there was a great pass from out behind the net to Cruikshank, who was along the near side. As it was Barakowski. Berezowski threw it behind his back to Cruikshank, who put it away. For Jackson Berezowski, he now has 1 goal, or he now has 2 assists on the night and 17 on the season. So the Growlers get a goal early on, 35 seconds into the third period. It's now 5-1. As Grizzlies gather it, Fitz slides it in. As McKay lets it go towards the far side, puck kicks back towards Fitz, who backhands it to the near corner, goes past Penner and glides along the wall. As the Growlers back in their own end, near side, will tap it towards Quinn Wickers. Growlers get it. They cross center ice, one-on-one. Growlers take Singleton, right side. Backhand shot goes wide. As he spun around, Singleton is a goal away from a Gordie Howe hat trick. Broussard slides to Singleton. Singleton on the right side gets it poked away. Now he gets it back and rolls along the boards. Cranley behind his net, throws to the far side as the Growlers dance around. Quinn Wicker shadowing. They get it up top. Growlers roll it around the net as Singleton gets pushed in the near corner, but he skates back towards the point. Now he feeds it up top to David Ferentz, who takes a lefty shot that ricochets off the end boards. As Cranley goes down on the side, he gets back to his feet as the Growlers skate towards the left point. Now they skate towards their right as the Growlers towards the right side drop it off. As Newfoundland gets to the high slot, shot saved by Cranley. I think that was taken by Isaac Johnson. as the Grizzlies lift it out to the Growlers' blue line. Passes wide of Fitz as the Growlers will set up shop back deep in their own zone. About 2 minutes into the third period, they lead 5-1 as they score 3 goals in the first, 1 in the second already, 1 in the third. Johnson crosses center ice right wing. He skates towards the line, centers it. It bounced off of Semick as the Grizzlies out to center ice, feed it to their right for Raby. He tossed to Campagna, right wing. He stops to the point. Lefty shot is blocked away. Raby gets back to the right point. Grizzlies righty shot goes wide as Utah to the left side moves out towards the point as Messner gets held up. Messner breaks free of Tykonik. Tykonik loses his stick. He gets it back. Tykonik hits Messner in the face. No call as Messner looks at his face, seeing if there's blood as the Grizzlies cross center as Messner skates towards the bench. Tykonik gets it behind the Growlers net. He gets spun around by Raby as Melindi will backhand it ahead as the Growlers will cross center ice. Grizzlies back defensively. Growlers skate down the middle over to Escott, trying to get it back to Daw on the give and go. Passes behind Daw as the puck goes to the near corner. Growlers. State Singleton gets around Berg. Now Berg pushes Singleton in the corner. Singleton breaks free. He skates along the goal line, wrap around. He keeps the puck instead of taking a shot. Now Singleton, left circle, being shadowed by Mayhew. As Singleton surveys, rolls it around. Daw over to the right side, drops it off as the Growlers really working the puck around well. They've passed the puck outstandingly today. As the Growlers over the right point, drop it back to the corner. As it gets to the right circles, the Growlers continue to just work the puck around. And now it goes to Escott over to the near goal line. They tried to center it. Utah took it away. As Mayhew crosses center ice, he'll lift it in as the puck bounces off the boards on 2 hops to the ice in the right corner. Growlers skate around their nets. As now Newfoundland will pitch it ahead. Grant Cruikshank 2 goals. The puck rolls towards Cranley, who covers up in the crease as he stops play. As the Growlers will have an offensive zone draw here early in the third period. On the Cruikshank goal that was scored 35 seconds in, Jackson Berezowski and Nolan Dillingham got the assist. So Dillingham and Berezowski each have 2 assists tonight. Dillingham is a +3, which leads skaters on both teams. Grizzlies cross center ice after winning the faceoff. They dump it in. Cole Gallant, the Western Michigan product, chases after it. Puck skates out in front. Shot to score! Grizzlies get their second goal of the night, and it's Brandon Cutler getting his 11th of the year. As the puck just kind of bounced off a Gallant's stick, it ended up in the front of the net, and Cutler fired it over the shoulder of Dryden McKay. So Cutler now leads the club with 11 goals this season as he scores from out in front of the net. Gallant should get an assist, which would be a second in this series and 15th of the season. It's now the Growlers 5 and the Grizzlies 2 as Brandon Cutler finds the back of the net for the first time in the month of January. Penner will take the draw against Grant Cruikshank as Grizzlies win the faceoff. As Yoon gets to center ice and fires it in. As McKay cuts it off from the far goal line. Puck spins back to center ice. It goes to Wickers. Over to Yoon. Back to Wickers, who's in his own zone. As Wickers slides it ahead towards the right side, it's taken away by the Growlers. They cross center ice. Now the Growlers cross the blue. They skate towards the left circle. Lefty shot goes wide as the puck goes over to Utah as Dylan Fitz as it bounces off a Growler out to center ice. Growlers have it back of their blue line as Dillingham will slide it across. 4.5 minutes into the third period, Growlers lead 5-2. Dillingham back behind his net. He's got 2 assists and a +3 rating tonight, unless he was on the ice for the Cutler goal. As Dillingham will slide it to his left as the Growlers get to center ice. Outlet pass, long range, bounced off a Grizzly stick. Utah moves it back to center. As now the Growlers have it in their own end. Isaac Johnson outlets it ahead. Growlers enter as O'Brien, right side, righty shot. Saved by Cranley, and he holds on with 14:59 left in the third. Cranley, former 6th-round pick by the St. Louis Blues back in 2020. As he's starting to look pretty sharp for the Grizzlies. You talked about a guy that hasn't had a ton of playing time, and with him just being 21 years old, really the big thing for him is you just get that ice time and get that experience. And he's gotten an opportunity with the Grizzlies, who had Trent Miner called up to the AHL, and Miner's doing some good things with the Eagles, and Garrett Metcalf battling an injury, and that's where getting a guy like Will Cranley came into play. As puck at neutralized, Growlers throw it back in after the Grizzlies won the faceoff. As Utah back to center ice, they cross center as Raby got cut out in front. As now Raby battles in the far corner. Growlers spin it back to the near side. Puck bounces behind their net as the Growlers still in their own end. Play game of keep away. Looked like Stapley got an assist on the Gallant goal, although Gallant was on the Cutler goal. And we'll check the scoring on it. Looks like Stapley's picked up another assist. Of course he would on the Cutler goal. As the Growlers now behind their own net with 14-15 and counting left in the third. As the Growlers will start the attack by throwing it to the far side. As Newfoundland carries it out to center and they chip it in. As puck in the near corner deep in the Grizzlies zone. Utah will backhand it up to center ice. Gallant avoids a check of O'Brien, make that Tyconic. As the Growlers back in their own end, and they probably don't want to do anything too fancy. 6.5 minutes into the third. As the Growlers cross center ice, O'Brien will move it in, and it looks like the puck deflects out of play. And we get a whistle and a timeout with 13:44 left in the third. Brandon Cutler scored .356, and looks like Gallant did not get an assist, but they gave one to Brett Stapley, who now has 2 on the night. We're back in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Thanks to Les Schwab tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab tires.
It's the Growlers 5 and the Grizzlies 2. Utah scored in their only shot in the third period. Brandon Cutler with his team leading 11th of the year. Brett Stapley gets his second assist of the afternoon and 23rd of the year. I thought Cole Gallant was the one that fed the pass out in front, but they gave the assist to Stapley as Growlers have in their own zone. Looked like the puck exited the zone, then re-entered offside as a call, and the Draws can be back at neutral ice. Grizzlies in the black jerseys with white numbers and professional green trim for the third straight game, and the Growlers are wearing a white jersey with dark numbers and gold lettering and or gold trim, and black letters and black numbers with gold outlined. Grizzlies win the neutral zone draw, and Quinn Wickers throws it in. Stapley chasing after it as he's engulfing a Growler. Grizzlies near corner. Cutler has the puck, and it's taken away by Southers, who's got 2 assists tonight. Growlers moving out to center ice, now skating down the middle on the breakaway. Southers, he skates in, lefty shot, and a blocker saved by Cranley. A Southers had a breakaway, but Cranley makes a key save. Right side, Growlers get it back towards Southers as Cutler takes it away and moves it ahead. Backhand pass to Gallant, who skates into the zone. Gallant stops on the left side, and he keeps the puck in the left point, gets to Cutler, who has a bounce off his stick as it goes to Nolan Dillingham. Grizzlies will skeet towards their bench on a line change. Growlers will hold on to the puck with 12:49 and counting left in the third. Almost like the Growlers would just like to hang out in their own zone and hold on to the puck until the Grizzlies initiate action. Utah takes it away. They skate towards the right side. Grizzlies far goal line. Backhand shot saved by McKay. He holds on as Messner fired the backhand look after picking it off at center ice. But McKay holds on, and we get a whistle. As the draw is going to be in the Growler zone. I almost had that feeling Messner is due for his 10th goal of the season. With the Cutler goal early in the third period, he broke a tie with Nathan Burke for the club lead. For Cutler, he came into play with 106 shots on goal, which lead the Grizzlies. As Growlers win the draw 2-on-2, they carry it across center ice. Now it's 3-on-2. Growlers gained the line. Singleton over to the left side. Shot, swing, and a miss. As the puck glides slowly towards the end boards, Grizzlies have it as Berg, diagonal pass to the right, doesn't connect. Utah chases after it. As McKay lets it go along the far side, and icing is called on Utah. As McKay could have played it, but the puck just barely edged towards his left and went for an icing call as both teams will head towards Will Cranley. It looks like a pretty good crowd, about the same number of fans listed today as yesterday. They had just over 3,600 yesterday, and today they announced a crowd of 3,700 or 3,537, 3,537. Cruikshank, who's on hat trick watch with 2 goals, takes the draw against Messner. Messner wins the face-off as it's 5-2 Growlers. Utah will shovel it out to center ice. It's gloved and dropped by the Growlers. They get to Berezowski. He throws to the right corner and chases after it. Cranley behind his net as the puck kicks towards the far side. Berg gathers it wearing number 14. He backhands the center ice slowly. Growlers brush it ahead as there's a collision, and Berg goes down. Singleton was in the area. The arm is raised by the referee, and there's a penalty, and I think it's going to be on Singleton. No, Berg's the one skating to the box. Berg can't believe it as the door opens to the penalty box, and Adam Berg will enter. As looks like it's going to be a Growlers power play. Singleton and Berg both went down. And it looks like unless Singleton's going to the box without us seeing, looks like it's going to be a power play for the Growlers. And really for Newfoundland, their power play has been on point. They got a power play goal tonight. They had 2 last night. And we'll see if the Grizzlies penalty kill can keep the Grizzlies somewhat within striking range. I mean, it's a pretty tough task on the road being down 5-2, but you never know. Grizzlies going to have to be aggressive on this penalty kill if they get a chance to fire away on McKay. Power play for the Growlers. High slot. Tykonik shot and his stick explodes into 2. He'll skate to the bench for a new stick. As Zach O'Brien to the right side drops it off. Tykonik gets a new stick and he skates in, but the puck exits his zone. Tykonik gathers it and he'll backpedal into his own zone. As Tykonik glides 10 feet in front of his goaltender, Dryden McKay. Now he starts the attack, gets to neutral ice, drops it off. Now the Growlers feed it across to O'Brien, right side. He slides to Berezowski, back to O'Brien, right side. O'Brien gets up top to Tykonik, who fakes a shot, skates towards his left. Tykonik over to O'Brien. He'll take a righty shot, and he scores. Zach O'Brien fired away. If it didn't get redirected, he gets his 9th of the year as his point-scoring streak extends to 6 games, and it is Zach O'Brien who skates to the bench first. O'Brien, one of the best players over the last handful of years, as he fired away. I don't know that Cranley really saw it as there was players on both teams in front of him. As Zach O'Brien puts this one on ice as he's given the Growlers a 6-2 lead. So the second straight day where the Growlers get 2 power play goals. And it's just been a tough couple games for the Grizzlies after winning in overtime on Friday evening. All the fans celebrating the 6th goal of the afternoon for the Growlers. And outside of Cruikshank's 2 goals, it's really been a team effort for them this afternoon. Skirving will take the draw against Tyler Penner. 11-17 left in the third. As it's 6-2. Growlers have 2 power play goals as the puck goes between the defenseman onto Dryden McKay. Growlers skate from left to right here in the third period. As Adam Dodd, the little guy, 5'8", and listed at 145, skates towards the near corner. He gets spun around by Semick. Right point, Melindy throws to the corner as the Growlers get it back to the far side. Stone backhands it ahead as the Grizzlies will cross center ice left wing. Fitz wraps it around the boards. McKay stays in net as the Growlers chip it towards their own end wall. Grizzlies skate around McKay's net. It's a puck still in play as the Growlers throw it to the right side. They're still in their own zone as the Growlers will now move it ahead as they carry it out across center ice. Growlers get back checked, but they cross center ice and throw it in. As over in the corner, Southers gets hit as the puck goes behind Cranley, who looks over his left shoulder. 2-on-1 battle behind the Grizzlies' net about halfway through the third period. Now Yoon comes out of the pile with the puck as he moves it ahead as Fitz will backhand it towards center ice. It's gloved and dropped by the Growlers as Newfoundland out to center ice. As the Growlers skate towards their left, they cross center ice and chip it into the right corner as it bounced off the ice on 2 hops of the ice as Grizzlies skate in 2-on-1. Messner left side, drops it off. Yoon, slot, righty shot, saved by McKay. Yoon now skates around the net, wraparound shot, saved by McKay. As he was able to skate back in time to make the pad save. Growlers cross center ice and throw it in, but the arm is raised by the linesman. Icing is on the Growlers as I guess it didn't cross center when they dumped it in. On the O'Brien goal, on the power play, Johnny Tykonik and Grant Cruikshank got the assist. Time of goal was 8:43 in. So, boy, you talk about a game. Grant Cruikshank now has 2 goals and 1 assist. And Johnny Tykonik, well, actually, they took the assist away from Cruikshank and gave it to Isaac Johnson. So Johnson and Tycona get the assist on the O'Brien goal, 8:43 in. As the Grizzlies win the draw, they're in the attack zone as Wickers rolls it around right side. Utah, right side, feeds it towards the middle, bounced off a Growler stick. As now it's the left side. Growlers will brush it out to center ice on a good defensive play. 9.5 minutes left in the third. Grizzlies throw it in. Growlers feed it back to the near side as they move it out to center. Stapley picks it off, but the Grizzlies were still in there as Stapley tried to enter. And offside is called on the Grizzlies. So draw's going to come back to neutral ice. It looks like it's going to be a Growlers victory. Barring an incredible miracle, the Growlers will have won 2 out of 3 games in this series. Grizzlies later this week will be in Allen, Texas. They'll take on the Americans for games on Wednesday and Friday night at 6:10 and Saturday at 3:10. Then the Grizzlies will face Wichita next Sunday at 3:05. Grizzlies win the center ice draw, throw it to McKay, who makes the stop, and he holds on as Grizzlies should have an offensive zone draw. As fans looks like nobody is left yet. Everybody looks like they're having a good time as the kids are looking at themselves on the video board. As I think we've seen just about every fan in attendance here tonight. Draw's going to be at center ice. Crookshank will take it against Utah's Brett Stapley, who picked up a second period assist. As the Growlers win the draw, they move it ahead. Stapley actually has an assist in both of the Grizzlies' goals. As Cranley throws it back as the Grizzlies get hit. As Stapley will move it out to center ice. Puck skips towards Cole Gallant, who throws it in. Yoon thought about chasing after it, but he retreats to neutral ice, so the Growlers have it. There's less than 9 minutes left in regulation. Growlers skate in front of McKay pretty slowly. And now the Growlers chip it to the far side. They cross center and throw it in. As the Grizzlies deliver a shot, Cranley stays in front of his net as he gives way to a defenseman. As the Grizzlies skate down the middle, Yoon moves the left wing pass to Cutler, who bounces it to the nearest circle, goes to Messner, who skates around the net. Messner loses it as the Growlers kick it back to center ice. Puck bounces in Grizzlies territory. Utah has it as they advance it to center ice. Grizzlies zip it back in their own zone as Utah goes D to D out to the far side for Mayhew, who backhands it to center ice. Growlers gather at their blue line as there's a little bit more than 8 minutes left. Growlers lead 6-2. They throw it to center ice as Newfoundland will move it ahead. Pass connects as the Grizzlies brush it back to center. As the Growlers throw it back in, Cranley raises his arm and the linesman agrees. Icing is on the Growlers with less than 8 minutes left in the third. After next week's 4 games and 5-day journey in the Central Time Zone, the Grizzlies will stay in the Central Time Zone and face the Kansas City Mavericks for a 2-game set to complete the 9-game road trip. For the Grizzlies, the Kansas City series will be on January 19th and 20th. The 19th will start at 6:35, and January 20th will be at 5 o'clock. As the Growlers win the draw, they're in their own zone. Isaac Johnson, who got a third-period assist over to O'Brien, who got a third-period goal. He throws it in from center ice. Grizzlies gather it as they spread the ice. Utah skates down the middle. Grizz cross center, trailing 6-2. As Wesley will fire it off the far wing boards. Grizzlies trying to get it back to Wesley. As the Growlers throw it to the near side. Grizzlies back in their offensive zone. Throw it to Fitz, who lays it out. Grizzlies trying to kick it out in front to Penner. As Cron's pass bounced off a Growler skate. As the Growlers back in their own end, as Newfoundland had a guy down. No call on the play. Grizzlies get the bouncing puck in their own end, skating from right to left. As Utah advances to center ice, but couldn't handle it. As McKay gets along the end boards, the Grizzlies were able to get it in deep. Now the Growlers carry it out to neutral ice. They cross center, and Berezowski will fly it in. As it ricochets off the wall, Cranley will give way to Yoon, who throws it back to Wickers, who zips it ahead. As the Grizzlies get it to center ice and advance to Raby. He gains the line, but the whistle blows. The Grizzlies were offside with 6 minutes and 49 seconds left in the third. I had mentioned it before, but, you talk about that theme of the Grizzlies playing with the lead at home, and, on the road, they just keep falling behind in games. Even the game they won on Friday, they were trailing by a goal, and then all 3 periods were able to tie it up. But tonight just found that deficit early as Grizzlies win the neutral zone draw. Mayhew throws it in. Ferentz in the area, as well as Adam Dawes. The puck kicks out to center ice. It goes between the Grizzlies defensemen. Cranley about 5 feet in front of the crease. Will drop it off for Yoon, who skates around Utah's net. Yoon gets pushed, no call, as he lost his balance. Growlers have it back at center ice. They'll throw it back into their own end as Newfoundland, Isaac Johnson slides to his left as the Growlers cross center ice. Neil Shea will fire it in and bounce off a Grizzly, who will ice the puck as the Grizzlies make a change. So do the Growlers, but icing is on the Grizzlies with 6:11 left in the third. I'm really looking forward to the next homestand at Maverick Center as the Rapid City Rush are going to be in town. Next home game is going to be on Wednesday, January 24th. It's a Smith family night. 4 tickets for $40 and $10 for each additional ticket. Get your tickets to UtahGrizzlies.com or call 801-988-8000. That's 801-988-8000. Don't forget that Saturday, the 27th, is going to be the extravaganza of Guns N' Hoses night. Charity games during the afternoon leading up to the Grizzlies game at 7:10. Grizzlies talking things over. Wickers along with Cutler and Stapley. I wonder if a penalty was called as the linesman, Jim Vail, will drop the puck. As it's going to be an offensive zone faceoff for the Grizzlies, but it's possible something happened away from the whistle as we're at the mercy of what we see, and sometimes we don't see much. But it looks like the fans get to see themselves on the video board frequently. I believe that's the feed we're getting. Cutler will take the draw. Stapley's out there as there's 6:10 left in the period. It looks like matching roughing minors. We're skating 4-on-4. So something must have happened away from the screen. We'll check the box score on the next whistle as we're skating 4-on-4 with less than 6 minutes left. Grizzlies having the high slot to get to the right side as they bounce it to the near side, left side as Wickers skates towards the corner. He gets held up. Singleton will roll it along the boards as the Growlers will carry it out to center ice themselves. They advance it to the left wing. Growlers skate towards the left circle as they stop in the corner. As Singleton dances around, he's a goal away from a Gordie Howe hat trick. As Singleton will reverse back to the far side. He loses it and gets it back along the far wall. As Singleton will skate towards his left, he stops at the point. He kicks it across as the puck skips towards O'Brien. As the Growlers get it back to the left point. As the Growlers get to Singleton, he's on the right side. He'll take a lefty shot and it goes wide. Big collision as Cranley goes down, and so does a member of both teams. As Cranley's on the ice, boy, there was a collision out in front. 2 guys down. Cranley's still down. Cruikshank was in a collision with a Grizzly player. And boy, Semick looking things over. I think it was Semick colliding with Cruikshank. Brassard yelling at Semick, and Cranley's on the ice as he's being looked at, and it looks like Cranley gets back on 2 knees, back to his feet. Colin Lee, the Grizzlies trainer, makes an appearance as he goes over and checks to make sure that Cranley's okay. Penalty is going to be called on Grant Cruikshank as Cruikshank will skate towards the box. So it looks like it could be a 4-on-3 power play as David Ferentz is in the box as well. Ferentz and Raby each had penalties that offset. Raby got a slashing minor, 13:49 in. Ferentz got a cross-checking minor. So that made it 4-on-4. And now Cruikshank picking up a penalty. I imagine goaltender interference. And so it's going to be a 4-on-3 power play for the Grizzlies as hopefully Cranley's okay. It looks like he's skating towards the bench. Looks like there's a timeout. We'll come back in 30 seconds and find out how this one comes to an end as the Growlers lead the Grizzlies 6-2 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So it's right here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab tires.
Grant Cruikshank got a charging minor, 14:46 in, and so the Grizzlies will have a 4-on-3 power play back after this word from Maverick.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
So it's the Growlers 6 and the Grizzlies 2. They changed one of the assists on the Newfoundland goal in the second period and gave Keenan Suthers his third assist of the game. Grant Cruikshank has 2 goals. Neil Shea has 1 goal and 1 assist. Grizzlies will have an offensive zone draw, skating 4-on-3. The 2 Grizzlies goals, Kyle Mayhew scored 19:31 into the second period on the power play, with Wesley and Stapley getting the assists. I thought Cole Gallant was the one that threw the pass to Cutler, but they gave Stapley the assist on Cutler's goal, 3:56 into the third. Growlers win the face-off and they clear it out, as Cranley looks like he is staying in the game as he got collided with from Grant Cruikshank. Hopefully Cranley's okay. Remember, he came back from an injury where he left the game 8 days ago in a victory against Tulsa. Grizzlies throw it in deep as Utah along the left side. Stapley gets up top to Cutler, who slides it to the point as Mayhew will drop it off on the right side. Now back to Mayhew, who gets to the near goal line. Grizzlies have it. Stapley skates towards his right. Stapley back to Mayhew. One-timer, saved by McKay. And it looks like he's held on. And Stapley had a pretty good look, or Mayhew had a good look from the right side, looking for a second goal of the game. But McKay was able to make the stop, and the Growlers in front of McKay did a good job making sure that the Grizzlies didn't get a second chance. It looked like McKay bobbled it for a second. 24 seconds left in the 4-on-3, and then after that, the Grizzlies will continue with a 5-on-4 power play as Cruikshank continues to serve as charging minor. Stapley will take the draw against Todd Skirving. Skirving arguing with the linesman. Linesman tells Skirving, get your stick down and play hockey. As the Grizzlies win the draw, they get it over to Wesley. Back to Mayhew. He feeds it to his right for Cutler. As Cutler skates towards his left, he's now on the slot back to Mayhew. Mayhew over to Wesley, right side, righty shot. And a save by McKay as he holds on. Wesley had a pretty good look as the puck must have deflected out of play. It's tough to track shots sometimes, but looked like McKay was able to make the stop as we get a whistle. 4-on-3 power play continues for a couple seconds. Then after that, Grizzlies will stay on with a 5-on-4 power play. Grizzlies so far tonight, 1 for 5 on the man advantage. Growlers are 2 for 3. Stapley will take the draw against Skirving, and the draw won by the Grizzlies. As Utah along the far goal line, I think that's Cutler. Back to Mayhew as he gets to the left side for Stapley. Skates in, righty shot, saved by McKay. As now we're skating 5-on-4 for 50 seconds. Grizzlies get to Wesley on the left side. He kicks it out to the right corner as Mayhew chases after it. As the puck bounces, it rolls off the end wall as the Growlers backhand it out of the zone. As Will Cranley in front of his crease will stop it, and he'll move it ahead. Hopefully Cranley's going to be okay for the rest of this road trip as he got hit pretty hard. Looked like he's kind of not 100% in terms of, it looked like he was just kind of gathering his bearings. Growlers clear it out after the Grizzlies entered. Cranley behind his net. As remember, he missed about a week due to an injury as Grizzlies will cross center, and they get to Campagna across the center ice. Campagna gains the line. He loses it in the near circle as the Growlers will carry it out to center ice themselves. 2 seconds left in the power play. Growlers right side, lefty shot, and Cranley makes a glove save. So now we're going to skate 5-on-5 as Cranley holds on as the whistle blows. As it's going to be a Growlers victory, it looks like, as their record's going to go to 16, 12, and 5. Growlers have actually played in 10 games past regulation this year. The Grizzlies have only played in 1. That was this past Friday when Dylan Fitz scored 5:09 into the extra session. It was unassisted, and the Grizzlies got their first road victory of the season. Cruikshank will take the draw against Aaron Aragon. 3:14 left in the third. Draw won by the Growlers as Tykonik, who's had a good game, loses it. Grizzlies clear it out. Growlers chase after it. Not enough steam for icing to be called as Ferentz will skate in front of his goaltender. Now he zips it ahead, right wing. It goes past Wickers. No icing as Cranley behind his net will slide it ahead to Wickers. He's along the near side. Wickers advances it to center ice for Berg, who's being occupied as Wickers will throw it in. Grizzlies get back to neutral ice on a delayed offside. 2:43 and counting left in the third as the Growlers will move it out to center ice as Newfoundland will advance to the left circle as the Growlers roll it back to the right side. It goes back to Aragon, who skates around Cranley's net. He chips it ahead as the Grizzlies will backhand it to center ice, pass behind Cron. This goes back to the Growlers with 2:21 left in the third. Growlers get to center ice, and Escott throws it in. Jacob Semick, the other number 17, will get it to the corner for Mayhew. He turns it over. Growlers skate around Utah's net. Wraparound shot saved by Cranley. Grizzlies come away with the rebound as they hustle from right to left. Grizzlies, left wing pass connects to Raby. Raby goes tape to tape down the middle. Righty shot goes wide. One-timer attempt goes just wide. Grizzlies had a good look there. Great pass from Raby, as Penner was the one that took that shot. Left point, Mayhew shot, and a blocker saved by McKay. There's 1:45 and counting left in the third as the Grizzlies get it back up top for Mayhew. Lefty shot, glove saved by McKay. He holds on with 1:41 left in the third. But what a great pass from Dakota Raby. He was along the near wing board, centered it to Penner. Penner just fired it over the crossbar. Otherwise, it could have been his 5th of the year. That's one of the best passes we've seen from the Grizzlies so far tonight. The Growlers have really been on point with all their passes here this evening, as this is the best I've seen the Growlers look in the 9 games they've played against the Grizzlies over the last few years. As it looks like after this one, the season series will end 3 wins apiece. Utah winning 2 out of 3 games at Maverick Center on Thanksgiving week, and the Growlers winning 2 out of 3 this weekend. As the Growlers win the draw, they're along the far side. 1.5 minutes left as it goes back to the Grizzlies at their blue line. Utah skates from right to left in the period. Utah loses it. Growlers right wing pass connects. Berezowski look to center to a cutter out in front, and it's wide of the mark as the Grizzlies will move it out to center ice. Bouncing puck to Gallant. He gets it ahead to Cutler. Cutler skates in, but loses it as the Growlers. Berezowski throws it back to Cutler's on 2 knees. He gets back to his feet as the Growlers back in their own end. They probably want to be patient with their approach. As the Growlers slide it off the near wing boards, it goes to center ice in a long-range feed. Yoon chases after it. He gathers it behind Cranley's net as he drops it off. As the Grizzlies back in their own end, will move it out to center ice. Growlers gather it at center as Newfoundland back in their own end, skating from left to right. Growlers throw it off the screen, and Cranley raises his arm, and the linesman agrees as icing is on the Growlers here late in regulation. Draw's going to be in the Growlers zone. The fans look like just about all of them are staying to the end. And hey, why not? I hear there was bad weather on Friday there, and we got some bad weather here in the Salt Lake Valley this afternoon. Hopefully everybody's able to drive safely here in the Salt Lake Valley. As the draw won by the Grizzlies, they get over to Campagna. He throws to Wickers, left point, lefty shot, saved by McKay, who holds on. Dryden McKay has really played a solid game. He's allowed 2 goals tonight, but he's certainly fared well. Looks like McKay is up to 22 saves, and he has saved 22 of 24. Growlers have outshot the Grizzlies 31-24, including an 8-4 edge in the third period. Messner will take the draw against Brock Caulfield, who scored the first goal of the game. Puck goes to Wickers. Lefty shot, saved by McKay, and he holds on as Wickers takes back-to-back shots from the left point. They were stopped by Dryden McKay, who we imagine was named after Ken Dryden, the longtime goaltender of the Montreal Canadiens. And everybody remembers Al Michaels in the Miracle on Ice game. Ken Dryden was actually the analyst for that game in the 1980 Olympics. Draw won by the Growlers as they'll bounce off the near boards. It goes past Quinn Wickers, and it's going to be icing, just delaying the inevitable with 26 seconds left in the third. So the draw is going to come back towards Dryden McKay. We'll see what the Grizzlies do against the Allen Americans. The Grizzlies, it'll be the 5th time the Grizzlies will face the Americans this year. Utah lost in Allen on December 1st, 3-2. And then there was a 3-game set at Maverick Center in early December. Grizzlies won 2 out of 3 games in that set. 16 seconds left. Grizzlies re-enter the zone as they skeet towards the right circle. They feed it out in front. Pass goes wide as Wickers over in the left corner over to Campagna. 7 seconds left as the Growlers are going to win 6-2. As Newfoundland back along the narrow glass, it goes to Campagna, who fires towards the net. It goes wide, and that will do it. Newfoundland they get the victory 6-2. Kyle Mayhew scored a goal late in the second period, and Brandon Cutler scored in the third, but it was just too much Growlers as Grant Cruikshank had 2 goals. Neil Shea had 1 goal and 1 assist, and Keenan Southers had 3 assists, as the Growlers really got contributions from just about everybody. 2 assists from Jackson Berezowski and Nolan Dillingham. And, they just played an outstanding game. Dillingham was a +3 to go along with the 2 assists. So what can you say? The Growlers come away with a 6-2 victory. They were 2 for 3 on the power play. Grizzlies were 1 for 5. Both teams ended up with 9 shots in the third period. The Growlers outshot the Grizzlies 32-29. As Dryden McKay gets the win in net, he stopped 27 of 29. Dante Januzzi gets the loss. He stopped 11 of 14 in the first period. Will Cranley played the final 40 minutes and saved 15 of 18. We'll come back and recap everything tonight. As the Growlers come away with the victory, they win 2 out of 3 games in the series. Grizzlies won 4-3 in overtime on Friday. The Growlers responded with 2 straight victories, 3-1 last night. And here this afternoon, they get a 6-2 victory. We'll come back with a post-game story in 30 seconds. As once again, the final score, the Newfoundland Growlers 6 and the Utah Grizzlies 2 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Final score, Newfoundland 6, Grizzlies 2. We'll figure out who the 3 stars of the game are. I think that might be the 3rd star. That's Nolan Dillingham, who had 2 assists and was a +3. Didn't take a single shot, but he certainly made his presence felt. And we believe that's the 3rd star of the game. Let's see who the 2nd star is. The lights are out over in Newfoundland, as you can really give it to just about anybody. 2nd star appears to be Neil Shea. Shea ended the night with 1 goal and 1 assist. He had 2 shots and was a +1. So Neil Shea, the 2nd star of the game. And the number 1 star is Southers, Keenan Southers, who had 3 assists. Southers really played an outstanding game. He had an assist in each of the first 2 goals of the contest, and he is the number 1 star of the game. He was a +1 and had 3 shots. Surprising they didn't give a star honor. Well, maybe they did give Cruikshank a star. I don't know. He's got the necklace there, the gold necklace with the growler there, kind of resembling the Miami turnover chain. That's what Cruikshank is wearing. Maybe he's the number 1 star. I really don't know. Maybe they have honorable mentions for stars as well. If they had 4 guys out there, they could have had half the team out there for the 3 stars with the way they performed tonight. As Growlers got off to an early lead, and that was really the big thing. Considering it was the 3rd game in 48 hours, it looked like both teams had plenty of petrol. They had plenty of gas in the tank, but the Growlers just had a little bit more. As it was probably the best I'd seen the Growlers play in the 9 games that they've faced against the Grizzlies all time. Brock Caulfield got the first goal of the game, 1:24 in, with Southers and Shea getting the assists. Then the Growlers' 2nd goal came on a power play, 9:43 in, as Todd Skirving got his 4th of the year. Southers and David Ferentz with the assists. Later in the first period, Grant Cruikshank scored his first of 2 goals in the night, as he scored from the left circle with Tate Singleton and Jackson Berezowski getting the assists. Singleton, earlier in the first period when the score was 2-0, got in a fight with Jordan Stone. Actually, the score is 1-0 at that point. Stone and Singleton got in a fight. I got to say, the Grizzlies didn't win the game on the scoreboard, but looked like Stone got more blows in than Singleton, so it looked like the Grizzlies won the fight. Growlers led 3-0 after 1 period. They outshot the Grizzlies 14-9 in the frame. In the second period, Neil Shea made it 4-0 as he scored 13:57 in. It was his 10th of the year. Southers and Dillingham with the assists. At one point, Southers didn't have the assist, but they gave it to him a little bit later, which is his 3rd of the game. Grizzlies finally got on the board. 19:31 in. It was a power play goal with Kyle Mayhew scoring from the slot. It's his 7th of the year. Josh Wesley and Brett Stapley with the assists. So Stapley, who also picked up a 3rd period assist on the Brandon Cutler goal, now has a string of 10 points in his last 5 games. Actually, 10 points in his last, I don't know. We'll get to it a little bit later. I think it's 11 points in the last 6 games. Nevertheless, Growlers had a 4-1 lead after 2 periods. Grant Cruikshank made it 5-1. He scored 35 seconds into the 3rd period. It's his 2nd of the game and 16th of the year. Berezowski and Dillingham got the assists. It looked like Cole Gallant had the puck in the left corner, and we never did get to see a replay, but puck kind of bounced off a couple sticks, and then Cutler had it in front of the net, and then Cutler put it away. They gave Stapley an assist, even though unless they established that the Growlers got possession after Cutler, or make that Gallant got it towards the middle, maybe they reestablished possession and Stapley was able to get it to Cutler. Either way, I think Gallant probably could get an assist on that goal. But nevertheless, Cutler gets the goal with Stapley getting the assist, 3:56. And as Cutler got his team leading 11th of the year, as he broke a tie with Nathan Burke for the team leading goals, and for Brett Stapley, it's his 2nd assist of the game and team leading 23rd of the year, as Stapley leads the Grizzlies with 29 points this season. Growlers got back on a power play after Adam Berg got a cross-checking minor, and 40 seconds into the power play, 8:43 in, Zach O'Brien got his 9th of the year with Johnny Tykonik and Isaac Johnson getting the assist. That made it a 6-2 game, and that's where the scoring stopped, as Growlers once again had an outstanding effort on the power play. They were 2 for 3 this afternoon. They are 4 for 7 over their last 2 games. As for the Grizzlies, they went 1 for 5 on the power play, and the shots were pretty close to even, as both teams had 9 shots in the 3rd period. The Growlers 32 shots to the Grizzlies 29. Dryden McKay gets the win in net, stopping 27 of 29. His record goes to 4-4-2 this season. For the Grizzlies, Dante Januzzi is the goaltender of record. As he gets the loss, his record goes to 5-11. He stopped 11 of 14. Will Cranley played the last 40 minutes, and his record goes to, and he staved 15 of 18. He was not the goaltender of record. Now, if the Grizzlies would have scored a 3rd goal in the 3rd period, then Cranley would have been the one that would have gotten saddled with the loss. Just kind of like in baseball, in terms of how they determine who the winning and losing goaltender is, just kind of like how they determine the winning and losing pitchers in baseball. So the Growlers win 2 out of 3 games, and they even up the 6-game season series, as both clubs won 3 games against each other. And despite the Grizzlies losing 2 in a row, they still have 4 victories in their last 6 games, as last night ended a 4-game winning streak. Grizzlies' record falls to 12-19 on the year. They are now 1-13 on the road. For the Growlers, with the victory, their record goes to 16-12-5. They now have 37 standings points. And not to do math, but their winning percentage now is, I believe, over .550. Let's see if they've updated. It looks like they have. The winning percentage for the, not that it really matters. To check the winning percentage for the Growlers, it looks like it's now .561 after play today, as the Growlers are in 6th place in the Eastern Conference. For the Grizzlies, it's just been a tough stretch. They're still ahead of Wichita, the Mountain Division standings. Wichita hosts Allen later today. That game just getting underway. You can catch that game on Flow Sports, as well as Rapid City and Tulsa and the other action in the league. As for me, I'm going to go home and watch football, as I'm really looking forward to that Bills-Dolphins game. And, the Grizzlies will have 2 days off. It'll be a long travel day to Allen, Texas. They will face the Americans for a 3-game set. Next Grizzlies game will be on Wednesday night. 5:50 pregame show. Face off about 6:10 over at Credit Union of Texas Event Center. That begins a 3-game series. Allen's one of those teams that are very unique. They've had a good amount of success against the Idaho Steelheads this year. It kind of feels like some teams play well against Allen, and then there are other teams that, for whatever reason, have a tough time against them. The Americans had a ton of injuries when the Grizzlies saw them in early December. I think Mikael Robidoux and some of their other forwards, I think Johnny Walker's back and healthy again. The Americans may not be as riddled and saddled with injuries as they were a month ago, which should make for an interesting series. And they've got a really good goaltender in Levi Marilainen, who's been bouncing back and forth between the Americans and their AHL affiliate, the Belleville Senators. If Marilainen is in net, could be a tough test for the Grizzlies, but we'll just see how things go. As really the big thing for the Grizzlies on the road is, trying to find a way to at least be even or no more than one goal behind. That's really been the difference. The Grizzlies on the road to just keep falling behind by 2 or 3 goals, and it's really tough to play catch-up, especially on the road when you're always playing with the deficit. So it should be interesting to see what that Allen series comes into, as the Grizzlies are 2-2 against the Americans this season. Should be a lot of fun. Grizzlies are going to have to find a way to control Colby McCauley and Hank Crone and company. Should be an interesting series. The Grizzlies will be in the Lone Star State Wednesday night. Face-off will be at 6:10, and pregame coverage will begin at 5:50. Let's check to see. There was more than 3 people that they introduced during the 3 stars of the game. Let's see if we can officially get the count. Looked like the guy that they had out there was an honorable mention. Dillingham was the first one announced there when they were doing the 3 stars. Looks like he got an honorable mention for the 3 stars, as he had 2 assists and was a +3. He was not among the 3 stars of the game. Officially, the 3rd star was Neil Shea with his 1 goal and 1 assist. Keenan Suthers with his 3 assists. He was the 2nd star. And Grant Cruikshank, who had 2 goals and was a +2 and had 4 shots, he is the number 1 star of the game. Well, that'll wrap things up here as we're hanging out in the Grizz Cave. It looks like the weather is going to be bad this week in the Salt Lake Valley, so hopefully everybody's able to drive safely and get to where they need to get to. And for the Grizzlies, obviously, they're going to look for some magic on the road this week, as they got a 3-game series against Allen. They also play Wichita next Sunday, a team the Grizzlies have traditionally played well against. And then a 2-game series against the surprising Kansas City Mavericks, led by Tad O'Had. Kansas City's been right up there with Idaho for the division lead all season. They've got a lot of help from their affiliate this season, and so that should be an interesting 2-game series. Hopefully when the Grizzlies get back to Maverick Center for the 3-game set against Rapid City, it will be after a successful road trip. Well, that'll wrap things up. Once again, in 2 hours and 28 minutes and in front of a crowd of 3,537. It's the Newfoundland Growlers that defeat the Utah Grizzlies 6-2, as the Grizzlies got 2 assists from Brett Stapley and goals from Kyle Mayhew and Brandon Cutler. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast of not necessarily the final outcome. I'm Tyson Whiting, and it is what it is.